Everyone can able to hear my voice. Just give a thumbs up or a message in the chat box. Kindly let me know whether my voice and everything is okay. Ready for live stream? Yeah. So if my voice is okay, just tell it in the chat box. Give a thumbs up. We will start the class as quick as possible. Yes, yes. Thank you so much, all. Thank you so much for your replies. Thank you. Okay, guys, it is going to be a beginner to advanced level workshop for JavaScript. So here you will get to know about what are the fundamental things and at most level that what you want to learn from JavaScript. When you are a beginner that you want to learn from JavaScript, you're going to learn it. It's an entire program language that you're going to learn it here. And you will see the practical application, how we are going to apply the JavaScript and how we are coming up with the building an interactive website and everything. Even you don't know about a single thing about JavaScript, that is absolutely fine. We're going to start from very scratch and we're going to end till whatever the mandatory things is like here. Okay, so this 4 hours it will cover all the fundamental things that you want to start your work with JavaScript. Okay, but we want to learn much more like pro. Like if you already know the fundamentals, you created a we don't know how to create a website and you know how to create working with web apps and everything. You are waiting for an X something that is great with the core fundamentals. Okay, so that is also going to conduct. So this week is going to be the beginner to advanced, and the next week is going to be the advanced to master level program. So it is going to be a continuous Saturday. We're going to conduct the workshop. So keep watching it, and we will do it. Okay, so that's it. One more thing. Uh, if you are new here, for example, if you don't know what is JavaScript it is, I'm completely new. Type new in the chat box, or you already worked with some fundamentals in JavaScript, completed some basics things. Type basic in the basics things. Okay, so I know that only two category people will be rely on this. So if you are new here, type it in new, and if you are little bit know some knowledge in JavaScript, just type it in the basics things. Okay, from that it will start. Okay, so before that, let me do one thing. Type your comment. I will just go and create a folder. Just go and creating a folder. And I'm going to name this as JS Beginner Workshop. Beginner Workshop. So in this folder only, we're going to put everything and we're going to learn. We're going to create our file and we're going to learn everything. So another question. Thank you. Have intermediate. Thank you. I know JavaScript very well good and new. Yeah, fine. So now another thing is I think if you're new here, so those people who typed in new, I hope that you already know about what is HTML, right? So if you know already HTML and CSS, then that's the prerequisites that you want to know. Okay, without HTML and CSS, still we can learn JavaScript, but it will confuse. Like it will at the end of the day, you need to apply your language with HTML and CSS only. So it will be a bit complex. So if you don't know HTML and CSS, I highly recommend the previous workshops, HTML, CSS, basics, everything has been taken. Watch that one first. After that, jump into JavaScript. Okay, that's it. Okay. So let me do one thing. I'm opening VS Code. So here I'm going to create 3 folders. I'm just going to say about index.html. So this is our HTML file. And then it's going to be style.css. It is going to be our CSS file. And I'm going to create one more file that is for our JavaScript. Okay. app.js. Okay. So this section, this 4 hours is going to be interactive section. So if you are waiting for a chance that to ask the questions that you have in JavaScript, then you can use this. Okay, so you can just ask if you are an intermediate level, a basic level, or a very new level, you are coming to join it. Whatever questions that something is disturbing in the mind when it comes to a JavaScript, there are a lot of paradigms out there and people jargons out there. People will confuse a lot with the JavaScript, right? So if you have any questions like that, you can free to type it in the chat box, and I will reply to each and every message that you are typing in the chat box. Okay. So now let us go and start working. So I just going to create the base boiler template. Let me name it as WD and then H1. It is going to be PWD workshop. Okay. And here, let me open it with live server. Okay. So this is our file. Let me keep this as aside like this. Okay. So this is going to be our site. It's going to be our site. And here we're going to code. Okay. So I just want to ask another question for all again. As I mentioned that this is going to be an interactive section. So ask because if you are giving answer, you will clear your doubt also. The thing is, why I need to create a separate file? We know that to work with HTML, we have three ways, right? So we can use inline CSS, internal CSS, and we can use external CSS. So CSS, why we need to create an external CSS? That is why it is a best way instead of using an internal CSS and inline CSS. Why? Just give a short and crisp answer. I will do some CSS work here. Just give a short and crisp answer if you know that means. Okay. Any answers? Why we are using external CSS? Why we are not using internal or inline CSS? Can you repeat your question again, sir? Yes, sure. Why we are using external CSS, like creating a separate file for CSS instead of writing inline CSS, like writing CSS in the tag itself or writing CSS in the head, inline and internal CSS. Why we are not doing that? The best way to write a CSS is creating a separate file. Why? The reason why? Because if we understand, if we go with the very basic from scratch, then it will be very good. Like for beginners who are watching this, it is very easy for them also. That is why that is the main motto of this 4 hours workshop. And if you know the answer, you can tell it. If you don't know, let me tell that. That is fine. Simply, it is called as a principle, a distribute, reducing the code complexity. Yes, Vijaya, right? Yes, you got it correct. And there is also a principle is that is called as the distribution principle. So what does that mean? So whenever you are working with a tech stack or anything, okay, keeping code separately. For example, if I want to change anything in CSS, I need to go for my CSS file. I need to change it. If I want to anything to HTML file, I need to go for HTML and I need to change that, right? But whenever we are keeping everything together, what will happen? So it will just mingle up. If I just started to change anything, by default, something how we can able to change the other text stack also. That is the reason. Yes. Yes, that is also that is comes to CSS. Now what I'm going to say next is why we are creating JavaScript. Okay, we have a separate file, right? So we are coming to JavaScript, not HTML and CSS. We are coming to the JavaScript. So the thing is, now I created a file. Now this CSS, what is CSS? It is basically a Cascadian style sheet is used to style and layout your website, right? So the thing is, I need to link my CSS with the HTML, right? Then only the CSS will know which HTML I need to change it. So here I said I need to take the body tag and give a property called the background color, and the color is going to be Kate blue, right? Kate blue. That's what I need to say. So this CSS, we need to link it with some file, then only it will work. So we need to link it with here. So we know that what is the tag we need to use? We need to use the link tag with CSS. Just going to click it, save it. Now our changes is get applied, right? Why we want to link the file? The reason is CSS is like making your UI much more feasible, and it's look like neat, clean design that we can make up with the CSS. So for that, it need a base folder. So your HTML is going to be the base folder, and your CSS is going to be on top of your base folder. So it is going to take access to it, and it is going to do it. Okay. So because it need what I want to change it need to know. So then come to the question. We have a separate JavaScript file, and the JavaScript file contains .js as it is extension, as its extension. So now what JavaScript can able to do? First, I need to identify that. If I identify that, then only I can able to know whether I want to link it with HTML or CSS. Why I'm linking with HTML and CSS? We need to identify that, right? So we're going to spend 30 minutes to see about the detailed description of JS. Yes, 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 that's also true. Yeah. So we're going to see about 30 minutes detailed description about JavaScript. What is JavaScript? The one question is, what is JS? Remember this? This 30 minutes is going to occupy at least whenever you are going for an interview, at least 6 to 5 interview questions will be asked from this, whatever we're going to learn in the base of 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to see that. Okay, so if you have any doubts, you can ask me in between. If you already know what is JavaScript, that is fine. But we don't know why we need JavaScript and what is the problem that JavaScript is solving. Let's see that. Let's see that. So what is JavaScript? So JavaScript is nothing but, let me increase the screen size. Just a minute. Yeah. So what does JavaScript is? So basically, JavaScript is nothing but it is called as client-side scripting language. When it was introduced in 1995, it is called as client-side scripting language, which means it's not a programming language when it was introduced. So JavaScript is used for a particular purpose. It is used for only a particular purpose. That is what scripting language is. A scripting language can build only for a particular purpose. For example, if I say PHP, it is only built for backend. If I say programming language, you can apply the programming language literally more places than a scripting language can do. A scripting language is built for a particular purpose. So what is the purpose it was built? What is the purpose it was built? So you can able to see client side. We know scripting is built for a particular purpose. And what is client side? If we know this answer, then we will got the answer. So if I want to create a website, okay, or a web app, between website or a web app, basically a website is a simple static website with less user and server interaction app. Okay. For example, blog website, news website, portfolio website, those all are comes under the categories of websites, because we just click it and we will see it. Most of the time, it's going to be just watch it, and just if we want to do something, that will very less thing will be there. But when it comes to web application, it has a progressive workload, which means a lot of interaction will be there and a lot of server work will be there, and also it is so much of things it need to handle and lot more than compared to a website. For example, we can see that we can take LinkedIn as our web application, and the website is going to be a blog website or anything. Okay, for example, we have our own blog website. That is a blog website. YouTube is a web application. LinkedIn is a web application. They do much more than a normal blog websites and a portfolio website, right? So that's what the difference between web app and website and web application. Okay. So if you want to build these two things, so basically we can say it is a website developer, it's a software developer. That's what it is. And basically, if you want to create these two things, okay, so you need to this one. There are two categories will be there, and based on that only it will be categorized. So if I want to code a website, then it is categorized into two categories. One is client side, okay, and then another one is server side. Okay, one is client side and another one is server side. Let me explain what is that. So the client side is nothing but it is called as the front end work. server side is nothing but it is the backend work. Most of the people, if you want to learn full stack development, nothing but combination of front end and back end. That's what it is. So what is actually a front end and actually what is a back end is? So front end development is all about UI. Back end development is all about the logic. Again, what is UI? What is logic? So UI is nothing but user interface, how the website is looking. For example, right now, how my website is looking. If you are watching this video in a YouTube, how the website is looking to us. You can able to see the YouTube in your left hand side, and you can able to see the right, the chat, live chat is relay on there, and you can see all the buttons, comments, functionality, how it is looking, right? How structured it is looking. So the basically the design part we can say the user interaction or the UI, user interaction. So that is created by a front end developer tool, right? Then what is going to be a back end developer? For example, once you landed into YouTube, you search for TWD, the channel will come and you get into that. And now you click the video. Once you click the video started to play in your mobile. How that is happening? Logic, right? Something is happening, but I don't know. I can able to know. I will search it, I will get it. But how I am getting it? What is happening? But what is the thing that is happening? What is in the backside that, right? We are not able to see it, right? So that is backend development. So basically, front end is what client can see virtually, like how would the website is looking and how it is displaying. That's what the front end is. And back end is the client is not able to do, but the logic is relay on that. Okay. If you want to build a website, we need a logic, and that logic is the backend development. Okay. So this is the core part. And you can know that you can see UI, front end, client side. All are denoting to the this user interface work. Server side, backend, logical building. They are backend works. Okay. So now you can able to see JavaScript is a client side. Notice here, client side, scripting language, which means JavaScript when it was introduced, this came for the client side. JS comes under the client side, which means JavaScript is something is going to use to change the user interface. It is going to somewhat, it is going to do something in the user interface, which means the front end part, it is going to do it. So that's what it built. So if I want to create a front end development, what I can do. So let's see a real time example. Let's see a real time example. Simply, if I want to create a website, first it will handle over to the UI UX designers, the people who design the entire website. Okay, so they will use the tools like Figma, and I hope that you can able to see the tools in the bottom of my here. This one. Okay, so people will use this. I will show you an example also. We have a lot of time. We can cover fully basics, so don't worry. Okay, so this is the tool that is used to design your code. Okay, so design your website and web application. Let me show you something. For example, let me go and you can able to see. Okay, let me click on this. See the UI, how website is created before the who's like the designers will do. Okay, so okay, it will be there. So what we do, I think I have it. I just updated Figma earlier. That is why it is a little bit loading. Don't care about that one. So yeah, so basically first the designer will take place the work and they will design the website. Okay, before writing code, we need to design the website. You can just start with the code, but if later any changes will needed, then we need to change the code. Changing the code is not that much necessary. Okay, so first what we can do, first we can design it with the help of the tools available like Figma and Adobe. We have the Adobe XD, like that. We have so much of things is that we can download it. Figma is completely free. You can use for designing your website. So once the design is ready, okay, we will get a confirmation. Okay, so this website is look good. Then we need to build it. Then it will hand it over to either backend or a front end. So first the logic will be built or the entire static website will be built. So the front end developer, what he will do means the front end developer basically takes the UI from the takes the UI from the user and he will create exact same thing. Okay, I will show you the example once it is loaded. exact same thing in a coding language that the browser can understand. With the help of HTML and CSS. If I want to create a static website, how can I create? I can use the HTML and CSS and I can create it, right? So that's what we will do. So with the help of HTML and CSS, with the help of HTML and CSS, what we will do is we will the pig file, the picture format. Here it is a picture format, just a picture format. That is converted to something the browser can understand. HTML and CSS file, we will convert it. And what is the backend developer will do? The backend developer will rely on the logic. Someone giving the name, authentications, or we can say like creating an APIs and so much of things that will be. The logical part he will create it. Okay. And then finally, it is go to the team of marketing. People will market it and they will sell according to that. It is depends upon them. So our part is basically rely on this front end and back end, right? So you can able to see the front end to creating a neat user interface with the help of HTML and CSS. We can able to create it, right? With the help of just simple HTML and CSS, we can able to create it. I think this file is pretty huge. Let me open this one, okay, to show you an example. Yeah, so this one you can see. So you can able to see that, right? So this is how to create a website. This is how we will create it and we will show it like this. You can see it is a customer review section. So we will edit it. If I want to edit it, if I just double click it and just I can change it, and you can use this tool to edit it. And once it is done, then with the help of this only, it is a picture only. Everything is just an image only, picture only. We can do whatever the thing that we wanted here. We can able to do it. So then once it is completed, then it will be, I think this one. Then it will be sent to the front-end developer. I need to create with the help of HTML CSS. I need to create something exactly same thing like this. Okay. So with the help of HTML CSS, we will create it. So then where the JavaScript is using. So basically the JavaScript is used in the front end to make the page interactive. So this is the first thing. The first thing is JavaScript is making the page interactive. So what is meant by interactive? So without JavaScript, you can able to create website. Absolutely, yes. You can able to create a website. That is how before 1995 the websites are created. But you can able to notice one thing. Whenever you are interacting with the website, the page will start to reload, or it will take some time to give to respond to you. For example, let me go here and I go and I go for a Wikipedia website. Okay, I just go and click it here. Okay, now we are in Wikipedia website, right? So now if I want to do anything, okay, if I just here, I just search it here and I just say hello. And if I click this one, what will happen? You can able to see page is reloading, right? So what is basically happen is what is the word that I'm giving here? You can able to notice here the word is taken by the server. So backend what is happening? So the server in the backend development, the server is there. Server is basically accept our request and it will take our request and go for the Wikipedia database, the place where data are stored. Each and every website, we will store it in a database. So it will search for that anything matches with the keyword or if it is matched, then it is producing the result. Okay. So this is what the website will work. And before JavaScript also the exact scenario. Whenever you interact with the website, whenever you are interact with the website, what will happen is the server need to take the request and it need to go for the database and it need to generate a new page or new thing that you want. Okay, so it is basically that's what it will work with them. Okay, so then realize that you can able to see in the previously in the old times we will face an error called bandwidth limited, bandwidth reached, and for example network is full like that. Okay, so not able to access the network, huge traffic accessing like that. We will get a notification, right? So what all are they? What all are they means the server is just simply it is taking your request and travel through the wire in the internet, and then it is go for the database and it will take the request and it again take the response and it will send to you. So this is like delivery guys go there and coming here like that it will do this. So that is the thing. That's the thing. So whenever for each and every click or everything the person is going to interact with the website, the server need to work. Okay, so the server need to work. Imagine now how many people are using Amazon or Facebook. So for each and every minute action, only if whatever interaction that you're going to make, it is done only by servers. So that is the reason we need to split up the work. So whenever a server is needed, during that time only, I need to use the server. Okay. So other than that, if I want to change, for example, if someone clicks it, I'm making an interaction. If I click it, I need to change this TWD workshop to thank you for subscribing to TWD. I need to change it. So before, what will happen if you click it means the server will take your request, go for the database, find out a page, and it will produce a page to you. That is the request. But now, for doing this, I don't want to depend upon the server. I don't want to force the server to do it. What I can do is I can use the JavaScript. Basically, the JavaScript, what it will do means it will manipulate your HTML and CSS. Okay, it is used to manipulate your HTML and CSS. So if someone clicking on, if any interaction is making, that interaction is just we want to make a change in the user interface only. Then it will be taken an example, a drop down, an animation like that. Let me see a real example. Dribble, go for Dribble. So Dribble is basically a website for the UI UX design. I'll show you now. So the people will post here. So what I'm going to do is I just going to looking for inspiration. I just go here. You can able to see the page is reloading because it is getting from the server. Okay. So now you can able to see these buttons, right? And this if I hover it, you can able to see the background is changing. This we can able to achieve with HTML. CSS. We can able to achieve, right? And you can notice that if I click here, you can able to see that the H1 is changed, right? Trending, animation, motion, and graphics and 3D design. The H1 is changed. If I click it again, you can able to see now it is changed. The background is also changing. Everything is changing, right? And you can click here. You can able to see an entire. What is this? This is also an HTML and CSS. An entire div with an UL and LI. That LI contains CSS with some pink color here, and those things will be there. And you can click here. You can able to see an entire div is opened, a fade in animation. If I click again, a fade out animation, this will happen, right? But how it is happening? And you can notice that I'm interacting with the website, but the server is not handling. Because the server is handling, you can able to notice the page is reloading, right? So that is the one key that right now we can able to understand. The page will reload. So if I click it here, you can able to see the page is not reloading, right? And also you can able to see that the page is changing without reloading the page, right? Okay, so right now this is little bit something different, but this kind of interaction, creating a drop-off, creating an HTML, hiding an element, showing that element again, and all other thing, changing the background image or everything, something that is going to manipulate HTML and CSS, and you can interact with the website without any reloading in your page. You just stay in your website and change the HTML and CSS only for user interaction. You can change it. So that is what basically JavaScript is. We need to know without JavaScript how this website will work, right? What we can do, we can able to deactivate our JavaScript in our browser. Let me do that. So you can able to notice what are the interaction that JavaScript is produced, right? Even you can able to see this grid, right? This grid thing. These also built in JavaScript only. Okay. So because it is producing dynamic data, you can able to see the first here we have Slack. If I click some other thing, the Slack will be changed to some other thing, icons. Right now you can see it is changing. So how this dynamicity is happen? Because of JavaScript only, without depending upon the server, the JavaScript is doing that, right? So this is everything. The Reddit pages depends on the JavaScript and the user interface. Let's see by deactivating the account, deactivating the JavaScript in the website, how it will be looking. How can we deactivate this? Just go for your browser settings, click on the settings, use your I think the privacy, yes, and then go for site settings, and then scroll down. You can JavaScript here. You can see this sites can use JavaScript by default. The function is you can see site can use JavaScript. That is the automatic behavior. Now I'm going to click this one. If I click this one, what will happen is now which all of the page I'm going to reload the page, the JavaScript is disabled in that website. Okay, now I'm going here. Now the JavaScript is enabled. You can able to see the changes is working. Everything is fine. You can see drop down and filter, everything is working fine, and scroll up, everything is working fine. Now I just going to reload this page, just reloading this page, you can able to see a script, right? This is blocking the JavaScript. Now you can see the website without JavaScript. This is the website without JavaScript. Okay, fine. What is other thing? Let's see the interaction that JavaScript built. If I click it, a drop down will open, right? If I click it here, what is happening? Nothing is happening because JavaScript is disabled. So if I make any interaction, only the interact that handled by servers only. Server take the interaction. So here there is no server interaction is added by default. Only JavaScript. That also I deactivated. That's what. If I click this filter, it is not going to work. And even the up, you can able to see the in here. We will. I think my picture is available. Like the moving to top is not available. You can see now the pages. If I click the pages are reloading the page. You can notice here, right? New pages are coming, but it is taken by the server. Click here, page is reloading. But during that time, the page is not reloaded, right? So these things are taken care of with the JavaScript. By manipulating HTML and CSS and without reloading the page, with the help of asynchronous JavaScript, we can able to create it. Without reloading the page, you can able to create a dynamic things, working with the APIs, all the things that you can able to do with the JavaScript when it was introduced in 1995. But now the story is different. You can able to use JavaScript literally everywhere. That we will come to the last part of our session. So now this is what it is. Okay. So let me do one thing. Go here and allow JavaScript in dribble.com. We will change this one. Just give a refresh. Now this is our JavaScript file. Everything will work perfectly. And what we can do, let us go for settings also, and we will change the settings to this one. Okay. Store, inspect, change it to allow settings. Okay. That's it. So now it will be work. So now that is fine. Okay. So JavaScript is used to manipulate HTML and CSS. With the help of JavaScript, we can able to create a very good neat interactive website, HTML and CSS, neat and clean website. With the JavaScript giving life to your website. You can interact with your website without any server involvement. Okay. So you can able to achieve that one. Okay. So that's the thing. So now, okay. So JavaScript, what it can able to do? JavaScript can able to manipulate your HTML and CSS. Your HTML and CSS. This is the thing. So if I want to manipulate an HTML, if I want to add a style to something, then I want to link my CSS with HTML because it need HTML files, because then only it will know which HTML I need to style it. So if it is a JavaScript need to know which HTML and which CSS, right? Which HTML file I need to manipulate, which CSS file I need to manipulate. So basically what we need to do, we need to link this file with our index.html. Once we link it with index.html, then basically the style sheet is also already linked. So it is basically going to manipulate the HTML and CSS both. So the good way to add the JavaScript is at the bottom of your body tag. Ask the question why? Why I should not add something here in the head? Yes, you can add in the head. There are two main reasons. One is the page, like whatever you are writing in the head tag, it should be very smaller. Okay, it should not contain more data. Okay, because a lot of digital marketing work will handle the. If you write more thing in your head component, what will happen? The reloading, the page will start to slow down automatically, simply. Okay. So when it comes to Java, some repeated functions will execute again and again. So that will basically slow down your website, first of all. And second thing is, in some cases, what will happen is, before HTML and CSS is going to load in the website, JavaScript to execute. So during that cases, some functions going to be like it will be executed before HTML and CSS. Okay. So think about that. There is no home and there is no painting is there, but I am started to giving wiring for my to work for the fan. That's how it sounds like. So there is no use of it, right? Same like this. So same thing is, so once HTML and CSS is loaded, then I need to load it. So we have some keyword like buffer, we can add it in the head tag also, but it is always recommend go with your bottom of your body tag, and here you can add it. So what is the tag that you can use it? Yes. Yes. So yeah, that is the reason. So here I'm going to add the script tag, and I just going to say SRC, and here we will add our file. So basically, what is the file I need to add? It is going to be app.js file. Okay. Now it is linked successfully. Now the question is, we know that HTML is here, HTML, sorry, CSS is here. JavaScript is used to manipulate HTML and CSS. If is that only JavaScript is the only language that is available to manipulate HTML and CSS? I need an answer from you guys. Just tell it. You know it means just tell it. If you don't know means JavaScript is the only language for manipulating HTML and CSS because it's just a language. Think about the programming language that is across a decade, more than 2 decades, 3 decades. Just think about those languages who have performed much more greater, like programming languages like Python, Java, C#. Why those languages are not able to manipulate HTML and CSS? Why only JavaScript can manipulate the HTML and CSS? Is that true? As JavaScript is the only language that is used to manipulate HTML and CSS. What's your comments? Just tell it in the comment box. Okay. So the answer is JavaScript is also a language, like it is going to be a scripting language. So which language that we're going to write the program in English, right? So if I want to write a line of code, which language I will write in English? Let me say, so it is going to be a file. JavaScript is at last nothing but a file that contains some English code, right? So we will write the code in English that will be in here. Right? And how the browser is, and who I want to connect with. I just want to connect with the browser because the browser only going to show me the HTML and CSS. To manipulate HTML and CSS, I need to speak with the browser. So to clear that, to picturize your pattern of JavaScript is JavaScript speaks with the browser. Okay, JavaScript can able to, and based upon the browser request and response, it is going to change the HTML and CSS that is that is loaded in the browser. This is what is going to happen. Is JavaScript is the only language that can able to speak with the browser, or any other languages available to speak with browser? Do you know any other languages that is available that can able to speak with browsers? Any languages? Just tell it in the chat box. Okay, and let me show you one thing. So at last, the browsers or computers, everything is going to understand only zeros and ones, but we are not going to write code in zeros and ones. Clear? We are not going to write the code in zeros and ones. We are going to write the code in that is going to be a file. That file contains a code, and everything is going to be written in what? Written in a basic English format. That's what it is going to written. Then how the browser is understanding? How the browser is understanding the language that we have built. Basically, the browser does not understand what we are written in the JavaScript. If I write something, the browser will not understand that. Okay, so browser is not able to understand because we are writing it in English. Browser will understand only zeros and ones. And something is needed, right? Something is needed to convert your English, like the code that you have written, to zeros and ones. So what is that? That is called as JavaScript engine. JS engine. What is that? That is going to be JavaScript engine. So with the help of JavaScript engine only, so you can able to convert your HTML, like your JavaScript code, to the browser understandable code. Then who created the JavaScript engine? Well, the browser created the JavaScript engine to understand the programming language JavaScript. So remember that how powerful is that? Okay, a browsers, the company of browsers, they created their own, we can say the translator that will convert JavaScript code to computer understandable low-level byte languages. So why they need to do it? Because they need to generate more traffic in their browser, right? So they need to generate whatever the websites are available. So if they accept JavaScript only, people will come and interact without any hassle, right? People will not face any loading issues or anything like that. So everything will be speed. So that's the reason what browsers will did in 1995 is they will created their own engine, and that engine converts the JavaScript code to the machine understandable code. So with the help of that, whatever we are writing in our own file, that is converted to the browser understandable code with the help of this JavaScript engine. But there is no engine is available to convert the other languages, Java or something like that. It is not that. Okay, it is not that. So because of this browser only, JavaScript can able to communicate with the browser because of this engine only. Okay, otherwise it is also like simple a language that is not able to communicate with the browsers. That's the reason. Okay, right now Python is getting into HTML and it is doing the HTML code also with Python text. But JavaScript did it in 1995. The front end is completely occupied by JS. Okay, so no other thing is going to replace that one. So we can confidently go on that. So this engine is converting our HTML, whatever we are writing, that into a browser code. Okay, so that is the reason we can able to communicate with only JavaScript can able to write it in the front end. We can able to manipulate the HTML and CSS and everything. Okay, so that's the one reason. Now, what we are going to do is we're going to jump into the concepts, practical concept. Okay, yeah, it is there, but you cannot manipulate HTML and CSS, right, with the help of Java, right? So that's the reason. Why? Because they don't have the translator that is converter Java code into browser understand code. Only backend we can use Java, Python we can use it in the backend because that is comes at a server. For front end only we have JavaScript. No other front end language is there. Reason? Because we have only JavaScript engine that is created by the browser. That is the reason. That's the main. So basically this is what it is. So now we will go and see. Uh, we discuss about what is JavaScript and how JavaScript is working and how it is occupied in the front end. So now we're going to see about what are the things that we need to learn. Okay. Sure. So when it comes to JavaScript, okay, what are the things I need to learn is every programming language has a basic concepts. Okay, that is going to be same in all the programming language. For example, various data types, loops, functions, these all other things. Okay, so these are basic concepts that will be common in all the programming language. The syntax is varied. Writing how we write program is varied. For example, in Java, if I want to create a hello world, I need to write around 6 to 7, 8 lines of code. And if it is a Python, that is going to be a one-line code. If it is JavaScript, is also a one-line code like that. Okay, so the syntax is going to be different. So we need to understand the syntax and we need to apply the basic concepts that is available, that is relay on this programming language. We need to understand that. Once we done this, we need to learn about DOM. So what is DOM? So DOM is nothing but DOM is the one thing that is going to helpful to communicate between our browsers and then the code. Okay, if someone clicks to the button, okay, I need to do something. If I double click at the button, I need to do something, right? Something we need to get an interaction and we need to get an element, change the element, manipulate the element, right? So those manipulation and getting element, changing the element, everything is taken care of by DOM. We need to learn this one. Once we learned this basic concepts and DOM, we are ready to create any websites and progressive small web application. Okay, but after completing this, we need to learn whatever we need to learn. We need to learn about ES6. ES6. So now comes into the picture. What is ES? Anyone knows? Tell it in the chat box. What is ES? So basically, ES is an ECMAScript. So what is ECMAScript? It is another name for JavaScript? Absolutely not. Is it ECMAScript and JavaScript are going to be same? Absolutely not. And we can say people will usually tell this JavaScript is a different programming language. JavaScript is a different programming language. ECMAScript is a different programming language. That is also absolutely not. So what is ECMAScript is? Well, if you notice one thing here, you will notice a problem here. What is the problem? Whenever I have a file and this JavaScript engine is the engine that is going to convert to something that is browser can able to understand. Then imagine who created this engine? Well, this engine is created by the browser. If it is Google, Google have their own engine. If it is Microsoft, Microsoft have their own engine. If it is going to be Safari, Safari has their own engine, right? Each and every company created their own browser and those browsers has their own engines, which means I have only one file that is written in JavaScript, but I have three translators. And these three translators is going to convert my one single file to different browsers. Okay. And here you can notice one issue is each and every engine is created by different developer with different tech stacks with the different companies. So we cannot expect the same result will be produced in all the engines. If I creating a to-do application, it's not going to be the same that what you're going to create the to-do application, right? You will use either you can use a procedural way of writing code. I can use and a classes way of writing code like that, right? My methodology is different to creating the code. Your methodology is different creating the code. But at last we will come up with the to-do application, right? But I cannot say that we cannot say that my thing work 100% perfect. Your thing works also exactly 100% perfect. We cannot say that. Same like this. I have a one file. That file is converted to a browser understandable language with multiple, even hundreds of like, we have so much of browsers. Each and every browser has the JavaScript engine that is going to convert the JavaScript code. Then imagine Brave is there, Opera is there, Firefox is there, Internet Explorer is there, like that. Edge is there, like the so much of things is there, right? So what about this? One file, multiple engine to convert it. We cannot expect the same quality of conversion what Google is doing. Exactly same thing what that Internet Explorer is also going to do. We cannot expect it. Why? Because they are built different. That is the reason. We cannot expect an Apple phone and then any other phone. I cannot compare it. Any other phone to work basically the same. Maybe this phone will work greater than this, and this phone work greater than that, right? But at last, two things are going to be phone, but the difference is that even I have 200 megapixel phone, you have 200 megapixel phone, but my camera quality is better than your camera quality. How it is? Both are having 200 megapixel, but how it is changed? Because the build quality is different. They built it by different, I built it by different. That's the reason. Same like this, here the issue is I have one JavaScript file, but the translator for each and every browser is different. They are not using the same translator. They built their own translator and they are using. That is the engine. So which means in Google, my file will work fine. In Firefox, it will work 80% fine, but 20% it will some code will not work. In Internet Explorer, 50% will not work. Like that, there will be an issue, right? Because not every engine is created by them, which means my website will work perfectly in Google, but not 80% work perfectly in Safari. Not great, like it will not work in some other browsers like that. Then imagine how my business is going to be dropped, right? So that is the reason. That's the reason ECMAScript comes into picture. So what is ECMAScript is? Basically, ECMAScript is not a different programming language, not another name for JavaScript. Not we cannot say the same JavaScript, ECMAScript are same. No. What is ECMAScript is? ECMAScript comes to solve this problem. So I have an input that is my JavaScript file, but the browsers have different engine. They are built different. So that is why the outputs are also coming differently in each and every browser. I need to come the same output in all the browsers. What Google is giving the output, same output I need to give it. So what can I do? So what can I do is I can give a rules and regulation how JavaScript should perform, how JavaScript can perform. For example, if the user gives this input and this should be my output, like that I can give. If I give 1 rupee, then you need to give one chocolate. If I give 2 rupees, then you need to give two chocolate. So this is, if this is my JavaScript file, my code, this is the output. This is my code, this is the output. So rules and regulations are formed. If someone use this syntax, then this is going to be your output. If someone going to be use this syntax, then this is going to be your output. Like that, the rules and regulation is formed. Now what we can do is the engines, the browser is going to create the engine, right? The engine developer, they can use different methodology to create it. But at last, the output is going to be the same. If I give this input, it should be this output. You can use any method to come up with this output, but the output should be same. What Google is produce, same should be Microsoft need to produce. For example, I like what A is equal to 10. I'm asking what is A, then it should produce 10. So the engine know the input. This is the input, this is the output. So what the browser will do means based on the rules and regulation, they will create the browser according to the rules and regulation created for JavaScript. So ECMAScript is nothing but a governing body for JavaScript that is tell how JavaScript should perform in the browser. So based on the rules given by the ECMAScript only, all the browsers they know how JavaScript need to work. So they are modifying their own engine according to how JavaScript need to perform. Okay, so that is what ECMAScript is. ECMAScript is not a separate language or same programming language, anything. It is a governing body. Even ECMA is nothing but European Computer Manufacturing Association. That is what ECMA, Computer Manufacturing Association. So when it was in 19, early mid 19, computers were mostly manufactured in that European Association, right? So computers are mostly manufactured in the Europe countries. So that is why they formed the rules and regulation. That association formed the rules and regulation, how JavaScript need to be performed. Because then only the browser is going to understand. And then all the browser accepted the standard because they want the customer, right? They accepted the standard. Okay, based upon your rules and regulation, I will create my just give me the rules and regulation. According to that, I will perform. I will make the JavaScript perform in my browser. So if you want to create a browser, then you need to accept the standard of ECMAScript. Then only you can able to create your own browsers, right? So this way we can able to solve 80% of the JavaScript, like not 80%, what most 99 to 9%. Everything is going to be same because if it is input, this is the output. Everyone knows it. That syntax is already built, so it will be there. So it is going to be the rules and regulation for JavaScript. And ES6 is nothing but the version of ECMAScript. Like how other programming languages get updated, ECMAScript is also update rules and regulation and change the tags in JavaScript. Okay. So if the ECMAScript is updated, then the browser need to update the engine also. Then only the syntax is understandable by the engine, right? So this is what happened. This is the entire flow. So ES6 is nothing but modern JavaScript. The has happened after 2015 or considered as modern JavaScript. Why we need to learn this one is because all the frameworks and libraries that we are currently using, like React, Angular, Vue, everything is built with ES6 only. Okay, so it is built with ES6. So you need to learn this ES6. Okay, so that is why. So to libraries, framework, and everything. Okay, because this is a modern JavaScript updated syntax. And the second one is what you need to learn is you need to learn async. Right now we don't want to touch this async concept because we're going to see that this one in our mastery course. It is nothing but creating. It is a principle like I will tell that. By default, JavaScript is a single-threaded synchronous language. We are converting it to an asynchronous language. Simply that to handle APIs, to work with the backends, we will discuss that one. We have concept called async, so that we're going to see. That will be the different class. That we will discuss it. Okay. So what we need now? Well, we need to learn this basic concept and DOM. Once it is completed, then you can start to watch this ES6 and async and pretty ES6 also comes under the master part. So this is the thing that we need to learn if you want to understand the basic things. Okay, so that is what we're going to see. When I say basic and DOM, these are the two things that we need to learn. So what are the basic things that I want to learn in JavaScript is what is variable, data, methods, and then it's going to be conditional statement, and then it is going to be the functions, iterators, loops. These are other basic things. There are a lot more is there. Okay, but this is more than enough to cover whatever the basics program language is there. It is more than enough. Okay, and then we need to learn about DOM. Okay, hi ma'am. We need to learn about DOM. So DOM is basically what are the things that we need to learn in DOM is how to grab an element, how to change an element. Okay, this one how to grab and how to change, how to navigate between an element. Okay, so these all are the things that we need to do DOM. So this is the thing. Okay, basic things we need to learn, and then we need to learn this one. Okay, so instead of going with the concept, let me start create a small fix and then learn the concepts. That is pretty good, right? We will do some small concepts, small mini projects, and then we will do it. So the first thing what I'm going to do is uh, let me create a HTML. I'm just going to create a div. Okay. Okay. So here I'm just going to give an ID. This is going to be container. color of your disk, which means this HTML. Just a minute. I think let me do one thing. Shivakumar, like you are asking me to change the HTML color or in JavaScript. Is that visible now? I think it will be. So I commented the code. It is not the code. We just commented the code. If it is not commented, then it will be work fine. It will be use some blue color. I commented the code. That is the reason. Okay. Yeah. This is I commented J as fine. So this is comments. Basically, it is like notes. Okay. We are comments. We are not writing the code. After we writing the code, it will be changed into different colors. Okay. It will be changed into different colors. We are not yet coded. It is basically the like what I said. Whatever I've commented in HTML, we have the comments, right? So basically, we will give the post. Yes, that's what it is. Giving a notes to the code developers and that one. Okay, so that will basically appear in this color. That is the reason. Sorry for that. Okay, so we can move on to the code and we can use that. Okay, now we can see. Yeah, we're going to have a container and we're going to create an image. Let me go for Unsplash. Okay, to get some image, we have this image. Let I copy this image address. Okay, I'm going to paste it here, and I'm going to set the width and height here, and I just going to say height 500 pixel. Okay, and let me have an h1, and here I just going to say like okay, sure. So now I just going to say like what is the name of the person? So I think I copied from an ad. Let me see it is working or not. Okay, it is working. No problem. Let's say Killian is the name. Killian Ringgit. Right. So now you can able to see this one. I just going to create a button. Okay. And I just going to say next. Okay. So what we can do, let us go for the style. Just going to do a quick styling. I just going to say hi. I am sir. Okay. Yeah, can you want this? Yeah. What, ma'am? What is not visible? What is not visible to you? I think if my screen is visible, every code is looking fine, right? Can all tell it in the chat box if it is fine. Fine. Thank you. Thank you so much. Ma'am, check your internet connection, ma'am. Or change the quality. I think you're watching it in 140, what's like 144 pixel. Just change your screen quality to 480 pixel or 720 pixel like that. Okay. Size is small. I think this is very big size I'm using. Ma'am, change your screen size. Yeah, change your screen size. Sorry, the video resolution. Then it will be fine. Okay. So basically, I'm just creating a basic simple thing. Okay, don't worry about that. It just jump into the JavaScript within 2 minutes. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you, ma'am. And then I'm not going to do so much of things in CSS. Okay, so we're just going to create a simple. That's it. Okay, and we will started it. Okay. So yeah, and simply button. Fine. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So this is the box that we are having. Okay. So now what is the functionality that I want to achieve is, so we're going to see the basic concepts. Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to update, okay, based upon the functionality. Okay. For example, what I can do is if someone clicks it, okay, I need to change it. Starting from this, we're going to improve like some big projects also. Okay. Small things we're going to do. Okay. So I just going to add I just want to click this button. If I click this button, it need to change to another image. Okay. Only two images is that I need to change to the next image. Okay. That's what I need to do. Let's see how we can do that. So that will be give you the basic understanding about uh, how the things works. Okay. Yeah. That will be gives that. Order. Yeah. So let me see that one and we will move on. Okay. So if I click it, I need to change the image and I need to change the name of the person. Okay. So let me go here. What is the functionality I need to write? The functionality. Let me name it as task one. We're going to see a lot of tasks for the next literally 3 hours. Okay. So start from small to big. Okay. So if if someone write it in English, if someone clicks it, change the change the image and name of the person. So this is the one. The comment is basically commented code that will be little very grayish color. So don't worry about that. We will sort it. Okay. So that is the thing that we're going to achieve it. So how we can achieve it? So what is the image I want to change it? So we need an image. So let me go and grab the image that I want to change. The image that I want to change is this image. I just copy this image address and paste it here. And what is the name that I want to change? The name is going to be, let us take uh, Harris. Okay. So this is going to be the name. Okay. So now this is the first functionality that I want to achieve. So what are the things that I want to learn before starting is first we see about what is variable. Okay. And then we move on to the next. So first topic in basic is what is variable. And I know most of you know about what is variable and everything in view. Everyone is know the basics. I think very few are new. For few people, I will tell again. So variable is like a container that is used to store data. Why I need to store data? Why I need to create a variable? Everything relies on the data only. If I have an input box, okay. So you are giving your name. People will take your name and it will store it, right? So why they are taking your name? They are storing it because they need the data. So where I can store it? How can I store it? I need to store everyone's name, right? If I'm giving my name should be stored in that in a particular place. If you are giving your name should be stored in a particular application, right? So something that need to take the value and store it in a place, and later I can store it in where whatever the process I want to achieve, I can achieve it, right? So basically, a variable is like a container that is used to store data. In a simple terms, let me take this. It is a container. It is used to store the liquid. So same like that. If you want to build an application, if you want to store anything in a program, then you need to create a container and you need to put the data inside the container and it will be stored. And whenever you want it, you can call the container name and you can able to get it. Okay. For example, here if I want this liquid, I need to tell the name. It is a cleaning liquid. So just give the cleaning liquid. Then someone give me the cleaning liquid. Same like this, I need to create a container, give a label to a container, and tell and I need to say what I need to store inside this container. That's what I need to do. Same like this, what we're going to do is we need to create a container. So how to create a container? So for that only we have keywords. So what is a keywords is? So keywords is basically a reserved words that we will use to communicate with our browser. So not only browser, communicate with the computers. Okay. So keywords. If I write that keyword, the browser will understand that okay, you need to create a container. You need to create a function. How browser will understand? Because of this keywords only. So for creating container, we have three keywords. The keywords are var, let, and then const. Okay. So you have three keywords. You can use any keywords to create the container. Let me use. I'm going to use let. Okay. So let is the keyword. So now the browser will understand. Okay, you need to create a container. Now I need to give a name for this container. Remember, I need to take it is a cleaning liquid. Name it as clean. So if I want to store a data of a person name, then what I can give? Anything that you can give, but giving what data, like giving a name that is related to the data that you are storing, that will be a very good option. If you are storing a liquid, then it is say that it is a liquid. If you are storing a solid or something like that, you need to say this is all in one. If you are storing your headset and your earphone accessories, then your label is going to be earphone gadget, right? So same like this, organizing the things. So here, if I want to store a person name, I just going to say name or person name. I can person name. Okay. This is going to be labeling my container. Now it is labeled. Now I need to pass the data. So basically the data is come from some other place, right? It is coming from the browser. User need to give it, we need to get it. So we will get right now no user that we are not know how to get the user data also. So what I can do? I can use our own name. For example, I can directly pass the value. For example, I'm going to say what I can say like let's say Harris is the name I want to store. Harris is the name that I want to replace. Harris is the name I need to store. So Harris we have done. That's it. Okay. Simply look at the syntax. We don't have any semicolons, pointers, anything that is coming from a static language. If you are already a static programmer that you learn some static languages, JavaScript is a dynamic language. You should not follow the strict validation here. Like not should not like it is up to your wish. If you want to add the semicolons, you can add it, but it is a dynamic language. You can use it as it is. Okay, so simply like this. So now I created it is stored, but I need to know whether it is created or not, right? For example, I write CSS. Okay, I'm setting the height is 300 pixel and width is 300 pixel. I need to know whether the height and width is set or not. How can I confirm whether the height and width is changed for the container? I will see the result in the browser and I can confirm it. Okay, so it is so the height and width is getting changed. Like that, I can able to confirm. What in case right now I created a variable? How can I know whether the variable is created or not? Whether I can go somewhere, I can check it in place, something like that. I can check it. Yes, we can able to check it. That's also, but that is not a radical one. We need to confirm it, right? So for that, what you can use it, you can use a browser tool. So that is called console. I'm just going to say the browser, with the help of this browser only, we can able to achieve lot more things with JavaScript. Without browser, JavaScript is just a scripting language that is not going to use that much scalable language for other. With the help of browser support, JavaScript can able to build anything. Okay. So if I right click here, you can able to see the inspect option. Just click on this inspect option. Here you can able to see this option called as console. Okay. So this is the tool that we wanted. If I go and click it, Right now you can able to see an empty space. Here you can able to write what can I say, like dynamic values. It will, whatever you are writing here, it will produce the result of the value. For example, I can calculate 9 plus 8 plus 9. What is the value? You can see it is giving some details. So simply console.log is nothing but whatever you are giving here, it will be giving the, and it will be giving the result of it. Okay, that's the thing. And second one is whatever you are creating here, it will be stored in browser, right? All those things we can able to access it in the console. All those things we can able to access it in the console. First one. And if it is you are accessing, you are doing something, some code wrong. For example, instead of let, you are write like LT, you use it the E. This is the wrong keyword, right? This is an error. Where the error will come? The error will also come in here also. Here it will be the error will come. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this one. You can able to see here I write the code. Now I'm saying that the container is created, but I need to confirm. How can I confirm is I can ask here whether any container that having person name is available in my browser or not. So what can I do is I just copy it here and I'm going to paste it here. You can see it is giving me the result like Harris. Yes, there is a container is there, a variable is there that is contains the value that is Harris. It is present here. Okay, so it is present here. So that is what it is. Okay, it is returning. If I make any mistake, for example, I'm asking for person one with the some one. Like you can see, I am asking person one. You can see, I'm asking for a variable name that is having person name one. I'm asking for it, and if I click enter, you can able to see the red color mark. Basically, the red is called as error. So you can able to see the person one that I'm asking for is not defined, which means it is not in the memory. There is no variable, no container is created for person one. And that notice the title of the error, it is a reference error. Basically, where the reference error will come means where the reference error will come means whenever whenever you are asking something that is not existed in your memory, then the reference will be come. Okay. So here the reference error is coming because this is not present in my memory. That is the reason the reference error is coming. Okay. So that's it. This is how you can able to check it whether the code is working or not. But writing code, checking it in the console, it is not good, right? So somehow I need to access this console in my this file itself. Can I do that? Yes, you can do that. So that is why you have a method called console.log. So with the help of this method console.log, you can able to access the console from your JavaScript file itself. For example, if I write console.log method, default method that is available, I will explain you what is method and all everything. Right now it is console.log is here. You can able to see the person name, right? So whatever you are going to write it here, whatever you are going to write it here, it will be displayed. The answer, it is exactly the same you are writing here. Okay. For example, if I ask for person name, okay. So what is going to do is you can able to see the result Harris in here in this console. You can able to see it, right? So we can able to access the console without going here. We can able to check it. Okay. So if I asking for anything that is not existed, a reference error that is not defined like this. Okay, like this it will become. So this is variables, and this is going to be identifier. The name of the container, this is going to be the identifier, and this is going to be the data value that you are storing. Okay, so this is the first thing. So now, what is the next thing I want to learn? I want to learn what is events. So what is events? So events are nothing but user interaction. So if the user is coming here and clicking the button, what is that? It is an event, right? Let me do one thing. User coming here and clicking this button. What is that? That is the event. Okay. Some set of action that is going to occur, that is going to be event. So to perform an event, to add an event to a particular element, you need to add an event listener. Event listener is what event that I want to listen to it. For example, there are so much of event is there. Click is an event, double click is an event, mouse over is an event, mouse enter is an event, mouse leave is an event, key press is an event, dragging is an event. like this. Like this, we have so much of events. So what event? I need to tell that this element need to listen to click event. Element need to listen to mouse enter event. Like that, I need to tell it. Right? So that is what I need to tell it. Just a minute. So that is what I need to tell that. How can we do this? So for that, we need to add the event listener to the element. So how can I add the event listener? Basically, we can able to add the event listener in two ways. We're going to see the first way, and we're going to discuss about the second way later. So how can we add this ones? Just go for the index.html, and what is the element, which element that you want to add the event listener? Just here, type on. You can able to see on. You can able to see what all. If you type the prefix on, you can able to see what all are the events are available for elements to attach. For example, submit, show, select, scroll, resize, reset, ready state change, pointer move, on play, mouse up, mouse center, mouse read, key press, on error, drag, drop, click, change. These all are events that are available. In my case, I want this click event because if someone clicks it, something need to happen. That is what my case is. Okay, so here I just added the event listener. Now the button is going to looking for the click event to occurs. If the click event is occurs, then this button is going to execute a function. So what is a function? We need to see what is a function is. So let's see what is a function and we will start here. What is function? Function is basically how variable we are storing the data, a value, right? A function is nothing but storing a block of a set of code. Okay, storing more than one line of code, a block of code. That is going to be functions. Okay, so if you store a set of code like this, then it is going to be a function. Let me tell you how to create a function. For creating a function, you need to use a function keyword and tell the name of the. You need to give a name to a function. I just say person name, or we can say click change click name. This is the function name. You need to use this parenthesis and this curly braces. And in this curly braces, you need to add in this curly braces, you need to add what are the set of code that you want to execute. In my case, what I need to execute is console.log. Hello everyone. So hello everyone is what I need to execute it. Okay. So I'm just going to say change name click, and if I run it. So this is what invoking the function. So basically, you are creating a function, and if you want to run the code that is inside the function, because if I execute it, you can see this console.log is not working. Why it is not working? Because whatever the code that you written inside the function, it will be work when someone calls it. Okay, it will be work when someone call the function name. Okay, then only it will be work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say call the function name, and you need to use this parenthesis. This parenthesis is going to execute your code. Okay, this is identifying the function. This you need to execute the code. So that is the reason here we are using this parenthesis. Okay, so now if I run it, you can able to see the code inside this function is executed. So you can able to notice that hello world is executed here. So now what I want to do is I just want to copy this function, and I need to go for the index.html, and here in this on click I need to put it here. That's it. So what will happen when someone clicks this event, the function will triggered automatically. Now if I save it here, go for here, if I click it, you can able to see the function is triggered. If I click it again, the function is triggered again. If the click like this, the function is going to triggered. Whenever we are clicking, the function is going to triggered again and again. Clear? So this is how it will be work. Okay. So now we successfully added the event listener to it. So now what is the next thing that I want to do? So we know The click event is achieved. What is the logic that I want to perform? If someone clicks it, I need to change the inner text of this element, and I need to change the image of this element. So instead of console log, here I need to perform two things. Inner text, and then inner, I need to change the image. I need to change it. So we need to learn about how to grab the element from the HTML and how can I change the inner text of the element. This one I need to learn. So what I can use is, here comes the DOM. Here comes the DOM activities. DOM. So in DOM, basically, you need to know how to grab an element, and we need to know how to change an element. Okay, how to grab an element, how to change an element. So for grabbing element, you can able to notice the same thing, that how this style.css is work. You can put the same thing. You can able to put it here. Okay. So what you can do is simply you simple here we will use the tag selector, id selector, tag selector, id selector, and then we can use the class selector, right? So same like this, here also we can able to grab the element based on their id, tag, and class. Okay, so here what we going to use, we're going to use the id selector. Okay, how to select an element by id. So for selecting an element by an id, we need to use document dot get element by id, this method. Okay, okay, this is the method that we need to perform. Okay, so if I use this method, it is going to grab an element based on the id. Let's see how it is happening. So in the console.log, I'm going to type document, this one, dot get element by id. Okay, and here I'm going to ask for an element with an id of container. That is the only id that we are having right now. So I'm just going to type it. I'm just going to copy this one also. Okay, and I type it, and if I click enter, you can able to see what we are getting. We are getting the entire div that is containing the container, right? So inside the image is there, h1 is there, and button is there. So now what I need to fetch, what I need to get first, I need to change the inner content. So I need to get this h1. So what can I do is go here, and I can say id is head, and here I just going to paste it head. Okay, so now if I type it, you can able to see we are accessing this head element. So now what can I do is, I can get this element and I can able to store it in a variable that we have discussed. So I just go here, create a variable like const. I can give any name. I just say head equal to, and I just going to say head. And now I stored it in a variable. Now if I asking for what is head, you can able to notice that we are getting this container. That is what the head is, right? We are getting it. So now what I need to do, I'm not only accessing this particular element, even we can able to access this ID. If we can able to access this inner content also. How? Let me see. I'm asking for what is head dot ID. If you just give a dot and if you put ID, then you will get what is the ID name that we given for it. That is actually head is. If you want this content inside the HTML tag, you need to use a property called head dot inner or inner HTML. Anything you can use it. I just inner HTML. You can see we are getting this, right? So what I want is I need to change it. So if I want to change it, what I can do is I can simply say head dot inner HTML. Sorry, head dot inner HTML equal to, I can say, and different name. I can just, if I just give an equal to, then the getting method is changed to set. I need to change the inner HTML that is inside the element. If I just give, now you can able to change it to head. If I asking for what is head, you can able to see now it is changed to high. Notice here it is changed to high. So this is the perform that I want to do it. So what I'm going to do it, I'm just going to copy the code and put inside a function, grabbed the element successfully. And what I want to change the element, I need to change the element head dot inner HTML equal to, instead of person, I just want to change this to Harris. Okay. Now if I save it, you can see everything comes comes how we written previously. Why? Because the function is only executes when someone calls it. So now the function is going to invoke whenever someone clicks the button. So if I click the button, you can able to see that particular word is changed into Harris. If I just reload it, it will be normal Killian rigging is the name. And if I click it again, it will change to Harris, right? So the one functionality that we have achieved. So what are the concepts that we have discussed? We have discussed about what is functions. We have discussed about how to grab an element. We have discussed about how to what is DOM property, inner HTML. We have discussed what and also we have discussed about what is events, event listeners, one method to add an event listener, completed variables, and these all are the basics that we have completed, and we can able to change the inner content of an HTML. That's it. So now next one, what we're going to do is I need to change the image. So how can I do it? The same exact same thing. Give an ID to the image. I just going to say this is going to be image itself. Now here I just going to ask. I'm going to ask uh, document dot. You can notice to notice that if I type document, the entire tag is selected, right? Document. You can see the entire screen is selected, which means document is nothing but a DOM property that will store your entire HTML like an object. So we will discuss about object later. So basically, it will construct a tree like hierarchy. That's what it will do. So document is basically your entire HTML. That's what it is. I'm just say document dot get element by ID. And here I just going to say what is the ID. MG is going to be my ID. And if I click it here, you can able to see we are getting the element. Now what I want to do, I want only the SRC. What can I do is, what can we do? First we will store this one in a variable. Const image equal to document get element by ID, and we are getting the image. Okay. And if I asking for what is IMG, you can see we are getting the image. So if I want only this SRC, how can we get it? If you want to get an SRC attribute, just say img dot src. Okay. If you use dot, you can able to get the ID, SRC, content, everything. So now I want the attribute SRC. I'm asking for SRC. You can able to are getting this tag, right? So this entire link is getting. So I need to replace this link with a new link. That's what I need to do. How can I replace? Just give a equal to and tell what's the link that you want to replace. For example, in my case, I just want to remove it. I just say src equal empty. Link is there. So what will happen? This image is going to disappear from our website. Let's see. If I run this one, you can see image tag, but there is no link is there. So the broken image is there. Alt attribute is here coming, right? So if I refresh it, everything will be gone. So now what I want to do, we have the image. I need to tell image.src and equal to, here I just going to say hi. Okay, I just going to say hi. Let's see what has happened. Basically, we need a link, but I'm telling hi. So what is going to happen is the image is going to broke. Just click it. You can notice I just click the button, the function will execute. If I click it, you can see we are getting hi. I just go right click and click on inspect. You can notice that in our SRC attribute, whatever I write here, here the hi is here. Here in this here SRC hi is there. There is no link is here. So what we need to do, we need to replace this hi. Scroll down, go for the link that we want to add. Copy the link, paste it here. Save it. Now this is the previous one. If I click it, you can able to see RS is added and the image is added. I hope that we don't set the height of the image. That's the reason. So let me set the height is equal to let me say 65% of the like this. Okay. Let me crop, that is fine. Okay. Like this. Okay. So if I refresh, this is my file. If I click on here, you can able to see this is my file. Okay. I'm changing the name and the image. So this is the okay. What we are doing, we have did how to grab an element, how to grab an image. Differences between query selector with get element by ID. Yes, we're going to discuss very soon. We're going to discuss. Okay. So right now we just started with document.get element by ID to grab an element by their ID. I noted down. We will discuss definitely. Okay. So, but for grabbing an element, we actually have 5 methods. Okay. So what are the 5 methods? Okay. So the methods are grabbing an element by ID. Should we use to do? Okay. ID and grabbing an element by their class and then grabbing an element by their tag name. Okay. So the actually 3 things is that. And after that, we have query selectors. So what is query selectors? Query selector is also going to use based on the ID, classes, and tag. It is also going to grab it. But we have query selector, a different one. Let's see what is the differences pretty quick. Okay. First of all, let us complete what is the this tag, class, and ID. Okay. So how in CSS we have the tag grabbing an element by their tag, grabbing an element by their like selecting the element, right? In CSS. Here it is grabbing an element. That's it. It is basically selecting an element based on the ID, based on the tag, and if you have class, we will use dot operator and we will select it, right? And here why we are using ID, the reason is IDs are unique in the entire document, which means if I write ID equal to head, okay, if I write ID equal to head, then this ID is only available for this element only. No other element is going to get the same ID head. Okay, so that is the unique. So IDs are going to be unique in the entire document. Okay, it's going to be unique. But what about classes? Well, classes are going to be not unique. They are they are going to be used in multiple tags. For example, I am creating a class here. Class. I just say inner like this inner, and I can use the same class for this head also. Right? I can use it. For ID unique. Okay. So if I grab an element based on their ID, I will receive only one single element. Then it is more specific. I can tell that this single element inner content I need to change it. This single element I need to change the attribute. Like that I can able to tell it. If it is a class, what will happen is it is going to return. It is going to return a collection. Let's see how it is happening. First, let me grab an element based on their ID. I'm just going to say const ID get element by ID. ID is going to be head, and I'm asking what is console.log. What is IDSL? Okay, ID selector IDSCL. Okay, asking it in the console. Clicking here, go for the console. You can able to notice that it is returning only the element that is containing the particular ID head, right? Because it is unique. It is returning the only that element itself. Okay, so that's what it is. But the same thing I did with classes. Const CL SCL. Okay, I just going to say document dot get elements. Remember that here there is a plural form yes. Here it is a singular form no yes. In interview for tricking you, if you are using this one, they will ask you elements. Okay, get elements by class. Okay, so this is the method that you want to use it. And here you need to tell what is the class you get. The class is going to be inner. If I ask for console.log, SEL, you can notice that what it is returning. It is returning collection. See, it is returning an HTML collection. So it is returning all the element that is containing the inner class, because classes are used multiple times. So we can use it. So it is returning a HTML collection. You should return a HTML collection. That's what it is. For tag also the same thing. So instead of this, instead of class name, it is a tag name. Tag, let me say, what is the tag that is repeating again and again? No tag is repeating. Yeah, we have h1 tag that is repeated in 2 times. Let me have h1. And now you can see what it is returning. It is returning a HTML collection. It is returning an HTML collection, right? So even we're going to have only one tag. I'm going to have only one tag. Still, it is return an HTML collection, and that will contains that one tag. You have more than one tag, it is also going to return a HTML collection. So the difference between ID selector and class selector, tag selector is ID selector returns the particular element, specific element, because that is unique. It is going to return it. But class selectors and then tag selector, it is going to be returned. It's going to return a HTML collection. And if I want to change anything with the help of class, then I need to be more specific. I need to tell. You can able to see this 0, right? So is the one that to access the first element. Okay. So the first element, if you want to access it, then you need to use 0. Okay. Let me show you that how you can use it means. For example, if you want to change anything, I'm saying that we have this TG. Right now you can see we selected the element based on their tag, right? Based on their ID. And here if I say ID SL dot inner HTML equal to by. If I type this, you can see it is changed to by, right? It is changed to by. The same thing if I want to do it with the tag selector or class selector, for example, TGSL inner HTML equal to, just remove part of this one. So let's say this, and TGSL equal to, and here if I say row, if I save it, you can see not working. Why it's not working? Because here this is returning that particularly only one tag, so it is working. But here it is returning a HTML collection. Then I need to tell which tag. It contains more than 10 tags or one tag or anything. I need to specify which tag I need to change it. So for telling the which tag that you want to change it, that is why we have this one, indexes. So here we have only one element that is matched with that. So you can able to see the index, right? So basically the indexes starts from 0. For example, we have two things, then we have two elements. Indexes for first element is 0. The indexes for second element is 1. Okay, always the indexes start from 0. So this is 0th in the collection, HTML collection. This is first in the HTML collection. So if I want to change the 0th in the HTML collection, then what I need to do is either here I need to use the square bracket and I need to give the index number. So square bracket is going to tell that I need to get into the HTML collection that we see in the console, and the 0 is the index, which element that I want to particularly access. Okay. So now before changing this, let me see this. What is the result we are getting? Console, you can able to see now it is not returning the HTML collection. It is returning only one element. Why? Because we are more specific. In the HTML collection, return only the 0th indexed value. Okay, we are more specific. Okay, that's the reason. And now, if I change TGSL inner HTML equal to bro, you can able to see the h1 is changed to bro. right? So this is how you need to be more specific whenever you are working with HTML collections. And difference between query selector, I don't know whether we have time to work with query selector to cover that one, but I will tell you. I suppose this Kumar, right? So what is the difference between a query selector and then a class selector, tag selector is? So basically, there is no. Basically, what is that? In class selector, tag selector, it will returns a HTML collection. Okay, but when we are using a query selector, it will returns a node list. So what is the difference between HTML collection and node list? It is going to be exactly the same. HTML collection and node list both are same, but you should, in HTML collection we are not able to use the um, higher order functions and complex functions that we are not able to use it. Like for example, we have some methods like looping, iterators, and so much of things. We are not able to use it. But when I select an element based on the query selector, I can able to use it. For example, I don't know whether uh, you have experienced with the iterators concept. So I'm telling, for example, if you don't understand, that is fine. We will see later. So what does that mean? We have a iterator concept like for each. Okay. So if I use for each, for example, we have this loop, right? If I going to say CL, SEL, I just give a small example. Okay. Here we having a loop called for each, iterator called for each. I'm going to use this for each here. Okay. So here I just going to say I just use it. You can see what we are getting. We are getting an error called type error. This CSL.forEach is not a function. So we are use the something the higher order function. We are not able to use it because of this class selector and element selector. We are not able to use it. So if I want to loop through an element, then I use the native loops and everything. But when I using the query selector, I can able to use it. Okay. So for query selector, instead of get element by class name, you can use query selector. Okay, against a query selector all that having the class of dot inner. Now if we save it, you can see it is returning node list, and here you can see the error is not there. Even I'm asking for console.log, tell me the element. You can able to see it is looped through and it is returning the element to me. Clear? You can see it is having, and the image and head is we are looped through it, right? So this is what happens. So the difference between HTML collection and node list is HTML collections are pretty old. So instead of using the classes and tags, you can use the query selector. Okay. So query selector, we will discuss it later. Basically, that's it. Yes, that's what it is. And the higher order functions will not work with the old methods. It will return HTML collection. We are not able to use the default iterators and everything. But here we can able to use the iterators, everything we can able to use it, that we can able to use them. That's what it is. Okay. So remaining things we will discuss because we need to go with a little bit structure. That's what it is. Yeah. So now what we have done, if I click this, I changed this and I changed the image. Now if again I am clicking this, I need to change the image and I need to change it to another name. Or I can say if I click image, I need to change images line by line. Okay, I have, for example, I have 5 image with me, and every time I'm clicking, I need to change the image one by one. Yeah. So if I click it, it need to change it to 5 images. Okay. So like another next image like that. So what can I do? So here comes the next topic we need to discuss is data types. So what is data types basically? So what is variable? So variable is a container to store data. Data. Remember the word data. So data is there. So data can be anything. It may be a number, it may be a string, boolean, anything. It may be, there are so much of data are there. So those data are categorized to certain types. So these order comes under this category. These order comes under this category. So grouping the categories. That is what data type is. Okay, data types are what are the available data that I can store it in the programming language. So what are the basically in JavaScript, the data types are categorized into 2 types. One is going to be primitive data types, and another one is going to be reference data type. Okay. So primitive data types, we have 7 primitive data types, but only 5 is mandatory. 2 is newly introduced one that is not mandatory now. So we will see the 5. What is that? So what is actually primitive data types? So primitive data types are used to store one data. Only it can able to store only one data in a variable. Okay, so primitive data types is used to store only one data in a variable. What all are they means? We have string, we have boolean, undefined, we will have null. And also two more begin and other things that we will discuss later. What is reference data type? What is reference data type? Reference data type can able to store more than one data. More than one data. Here we have object. And one more thing is objects. And we have array. So array is not a different data type. Array is also an object that is used to that is a special type of an object. Okay. So that is also used was in JavaScript. So we can use that one and to create that. That's what it is. And let's see that starting from string. What is a string? So whatever you are writing enclosed in the double quotes, single quotes, and prefix, that is as a string. Basically, a sequence of character. For example, the naming sequence of character. You enclose with the double quotes, single quotes, that is considered as a string. Then what is number? Numbers are basically everything here is a number. For example, integers, booleans, integers, sorry, integers, floats, double, everything is a number. 1 is also a number, -2 is also a number, 0.2 is also a number, everything is a number. Sure, there is no separate integer float like that. Everything is going to be same. What is Boolean variable? So Boolean variables are basically true or false value. Right? True or false. If I want to compare anything, so if it is, for example, 5 is greater than 10, greater than 5, false, true or false, like that. So comparing values, that's what it is. And what is undefined? So undefined is basically a variable value. You declare a value without value. You will see the example also. Don't worry. That is what it is. And what is null? A variable that has a value, but the value is null. Nothing. That is what it is. Okay. So it is making purposely. This is some value is going to be replaced in the later. That's what it is. Okay. Okay. So basically, undefined is going to be undefined is basically going to be the it's like a temporary zone when store the value. So without storing the value, later we can store it. But none, we need the value as null by making the value purposely making it as a null. That's what it is. Okay. So yeah, let's see an example. I just going to create let a let str equal to is going to be a string. Okay. And we can have a method called type of method to check the data type of a variable. So what is the method name is? It is name is type of. So you can use it type of and you can say str. So basically this will return the type of the variable. And inspect console, you can able to see what is the type of the variable that is going to be a string. So you can able to check with every other data types. I will show you. Okay. So string it is going to be a number. Okay. For number it is going to be like any values. It is going to be a boolean. Bool, I just say like 5 greater than 7 greater than 9, or you can directly give true false like that. That is also fine. And here it is going to be an undefined. Let me make it as a. And for undefined, a variable without a value, and it is going to be a null. So null is going to be AB. Let me make it as AB. Null is a value with value having null. That's what it is. So now let's change num bool a maybe save it. You can able to see the type of operator returning the data types of everything. So here you can able to see string. First one is string, second one is number, third one is boolean, and undefined is an undefined data type. But one thing that you can see here is the null data type is returning as object. So basically, this is an error. This is a bug that is already having in JavaScript. A proposal is also made to change this bug. You can expect that null is changed to null, maybe later. Okay, so you can expect it. This a proposal is also made. May you can expect that. Okay, so that's the thing. So this is the data type, and make sure that even if you are giving and whatever you are giving inside a quotation, that is considered as a string. If I give a number inside the quotation, still it is considered as a string only. Okay, so that's the reason. And type of method is used to return the type of the variable. This is the one thing. Okay, so this is the one thing. These are the primitive data types. Now let us go for reference data type. Yeah, reference data type. We have object first of all. How to create an object? I will write the syntax, then I will explain it. I'm just going to say let person equal to, you need to use the curly braces. Basically, reference data type can able to store multiple data. So you need to use the curly braces, and here you will do key value pass. Key value pass. Basically, like this. If it is a name, it's going to be John. If it is an age, it's going to be 67 like this. So basically, it is a key value pass. Okay. It's going to be a key value first. And if I ask what is console dot, is going to be a person. Okay. And if I save it, you can able to see we are getting this, and we have stored more than one value, right? Name is also a value, age is also a value. So we stored more than one value. That is why it is considered as a reference data type. And if you want to get a particular value, you want only the name, then what you need to do is you need to use dot, and you need to tell what is the key name you wanted. So I want name only, I just getting name. If I want only age, then I will get the age. We are getting the age. Right? So this is how object will be worked. And also not only the data that you can able to store it in the object, you can able to store functions also inside an object. So how you can able to store the functions of, okay, how you can able to store the functions are simply same. I can say like details. Okay, and each and everything is separated by a comma. So just going to give a details, write a function, but you don't want to give a name because here the property will act like a function name. So I just going to say return. So what is this return keyword? So basically the return keyword is going to return something when the function is executed. Okay. The return keyword is going to be the cost of the function when it is used to act, like I said, it will perform certain tasks, then it will return the value, right? It is going to return some data outside, right? So that is what basically happening here. So here it is going to return something. What it is going to return? Well, I need to return the person name with a greet message. So I just going to say welcome to the welcome to the site. Something like this. Just give a space, add it. Now I can add person.name. We know that person.name is going to return the person's name that contains in the object. So it is going to return the person.name. So now this is considered as the method. Stored inside an object is considered as a method, and storing a property like like as it is like variables without a keyword. Storing a data inside an object is called as property. Okay. This is called as method. Function is called as method. Now let I ask for what is person. You can able to see the syntax change. You can able to see we have the age and we have the name. If I want to age, I can say dot age. If I want the name, if I can say dot name. And if I want this details, then what can I do? I need to say dot details. Details. And if I execute it, you can notice one thing, that you will getting the function what I have returned in the code. The code is returning, the formula is returning. But what we want, we want this welcome message with the person name. That is what we wanted. Okay. So how can I achieve this? How can we achieve this one? Okay. How can we achieve this one? Simple. It is a, I already mentioned that if it is a function, then you need to invoke the function. When you are invoking the function, then only the code inside the function will be executed. If you are just calling the function, then the function will come. If you want to run the function, then you need to use this parenthesis. Right? Once you use the parenthesis, now you can see, welcome to the site, John. Right? So we are executing the function. Okay. So this is what object is. Then what is about array? What about array? So array is also a special type of object. Even we can check the data type of this object. What is the keyword that used to check the data type? The keyword that is used to check the data type is type of. Right? So I'm just going to use type of keyword and checking it. You can see we are for object it is getting it. Like getting it for string number and everything. It is going to be. And same thing. Let me see what is array is. And let me check the type of array. Array is also used to store data, but it is a special type of an object only. We don't want to store key value pairs and like that one. It will automatically have the, it will put automatically the index. Let me show you how. I just say const. Okay. And I just going to say to creating an array, you need to square bracket, here curly braces, here square bracket. And you just want to give the data. Okay. I just going to say AR. And here I just going to say by so like something like this, okay? And I just ask what is ARM. What is this? You can able to notice a structure that is similar to what we have get in the HTML collection. In HTML collection, it is also give something similar to square bracket, and it have something like this zeros, ones, and twos, right? So basically, that is also having the array structure, but array is different. HTML collection is different. Node is different. Okay. Array is a data type. HTML collection is having exactly same thing like array, but not we are not able to use all the array methods, things, and everything in the HTML collections. Okay. So here it is an array. So what it will do means here we will store the value based upon the key, based upon the keys that we are providing. But here the values are stored in the ordered ways. So what order that we are giving, based on that order, the value will be stored. Okay. So what order I am giving, based on the value, the order is going to be stored. Okay. So that is what happening here. You see the order is relays the same by car and home, and the order, and it is automatically assigning me the key. That key is a numbered index. So numbered index means it is automatically assigning the key that is from 0, 1, 2. Okay. So zeros, ones, and 2. So the indexes value starts from 0 and it keeps on increasing. Yes, we will discuss arrow functions, normal function. We will discuss no problem. Okay. So and the attendance form is shared in the chat box for the first attendance form. So you kindly fill that the first attendance form. I forgot to give that. So we have two attendance form. People who are filling the two attendance form will get the certification also. So just we have the first attendance form. Fill the first attendance form and tell me it in the chat box once you filled it. Okay. And after that, arrow function is normal function. We will discuss once we completed this. Okay. Yeah. So you can able to see how, what is the order that it is stored. It taken based upon the order that I give. It is going to give store the order, and zeros, 1, 2. It is assigning the automatic index starts from 0 to goes on. If I add another value, it will increase the index on. If I add another value, it will increase the index on it. The index starts from 0 to goes on. That's what it will do. Okay. So if I want to access a particular value, then what I need to do is use the square bracket, just say and save it. You can able to get the first index. If I want to get this home, then the index is going to be 2. I just want to say 2 and save it. And here we are getting the second index. You can see we are getting the home, right? So this is how we need to access the value. Okay, clear? So this is how you need to access the value. So this is what you need to do of our arrays. Okay. So now what we need to do, what is the work that I want to perform? What is the work that I want to perform is, if I click it, I need to change it to something, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to create an array. Okay. I'm just going to create an array. Okay. So what I for achieving this function, if I click it, it need to move on to the next function, right? So to achieving this function, what I going to do, I going to create an array and I going to store 5 links, okay, image links, and every time someone clicks the button, I need to increase the array index. That is what our functionality is. Let's go and implement this. So what I'm going to say, I just say image ARR. This is what image ARR. I just created a square bracket, and this is going to be my first. This is going to be my second. This is going to be third. This is going to be fourth. This is the fifth. Okay. For image, the first image is this. Let me copy this. Let me have it here. That is going to be my first image, and then it is going to be. We need to add 5 images. Like this. Okay. Go for Unsplash. Copy the 5 images that we're going to have. It's going to be this one. Copy the image, not image, image address. And then copy this image address. And then copy this image address. Copy this image address. And then copy this image address. This one. Okay. We're going to have. Okay. So we're going to copy this images, image address and everything. So we have created it. Now let me look into this array, how it is looking. I'm just going to say console.log each ARR. I'm just going to click and I just going to say inspect console. You can able to see we have 5. Is my voice is audible? Hello, can you tell it again? I'm having it's telling network. My voice is audible. Hello, can anyone tell it in the chat box if my voice is audible? Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So yeah, we will have a break after completing this array. This functionality. We will have a break. Just give me 1 second. Okay. Just give me a 1 second. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay. So after completing this functionality, we will have a break and we will continue with the next one. Okay. So here you can able to see we have image array. So what the functionality I need to do is every time I'm clicking the function, the array index need to be increased. That is the functionality I need to achieve. How can I achieve? So let us go here. Let us go for the, already we have this on click change function. Let me create a function in the name of on click change. I'm just going to say function on click change. And here I just going to say, I need to get the image. So how can I get the, I need to change the image. So we have the ID or we have the class. You can use anything. I can say const ID is that. So I just going to say image equal to document dot get element by ID. It is going to be the image. Okay, that we are having. Okay. And here what I need to change src image.src. Let me say empty. Save it. If I click it, you can see now it has changed to empty. So instead of empty, what I need to do is I need to change this to based on the array index. So how can I access the array index? You need to call the array or img. It's going to be the array, right? Sorry, image array. img ARR. Okay, image array, and you need to tell the index of it. If I say 0, we will, if I click it, 0 is the same. I'll just give 1. Okay, so if I click it, we will get the image that is in the first index. If I change this to second, then it will change to second index, right? If I click it to third, then it will be changed to the third index, right? So likewise, what I want to do is every time I'm clicking that, I need to change it. So how can we change that one? So what we can do is we can create a variable here. Const, okay, I can say const something. I can say let not const let, okay, count equal to 0. Okay, and instead of telling this, I'm going to say count. Okay, now if I go here, let's see, start from 1. Inspect. Okay, so now what I'm going to do here, I just going to say what is count. What is, sorry, what is count? Save it. And if I click this, you can see we are having count 1. It is returned. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is once the count 1 is changed, count 1 is there, then I need to increase the value of the count. The count value is increased to plus 1 times. So you can use post operator. I can say plus 1. Now you can able to see what we are getting count 1. If I just click here, we are getting the count value as 2. So if I click here, you can see we are getting the count value as 3. If I click it again, we are getting the count value as 4. If I click it again, we are getting count value as 5. If I click it again, now you can see the image is broken. Why? Because only 5 indexes only available. After that, we don't add any indexes. So till 5 only it is accept. So what I want to do is I need to stop only till 5. So if the value exceeds 5, if the value exceeds 5, then I need to reset again to 0. Okay, so that is the next functionality we need to do. That is going to be the task 3. So now you can able to understand this one, right? So we have created a variable that is 1, and this function is going to execute whenever someone calls it. Okay, whenever someone calls it, the function will be execute. Here we are calling image. We are getting the image, and in the array count is going to be the number that we have written here. It is going to be 1. So starts from the first index. It is going to add the link here. So the SRC link is going to change, and I'm increasing the count value also. So once the function is completed, the count value is increased to 2. So now again, if someone clicks it, now the count value is 2. It is go and access in the second index of an element, then third index of an element, then fourth index of the element. Like that, it will keep on going. Okay. So this is the task 2 we have done here. Yeah. So what is the task 3? Task 3 is till 5. Till 5, I need to increase the count. If the count reaches Yeah. Can you able to hear now? I think it will be fine. Okay. So that's the thing that we need to add for task 3. So for this one, till here we have completed data types, functions, and those things we have completed. So till we're going to see about the conditional statement. Conditional statement. How can I achieve the conditional statement? We're going to discuss. Okay. So it is going to be 5:15. Be at 10 minutes break. Okay. 5:15, 25. Okay. Be at 5:25. Okay. So the class will be restarted at 5:25. Clear? So meanwhile, all other be did we teach you? Okay. So break class start at 5:25. Okay. Okay. And fill the attendance form. And if you have any other doubts, yeah. If you have any other doubts, yeah. If you have any other doubts, keep your doubts with you and tell it to me. We're going to discuss, and at the end of the day, we're going to clear all the doubts also. And there's one more attendance form is there. So just be on online for 5:25. We will discuss it live. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Take a break. Let me ask. Okay, everyone is here. Can we start the class? Tell it yes or no in the chat box. Yeah, welcome back. Thank you. Okay, so arrow function we will discuss now because a little bit easy only, basic one for arrow function or normal function. We will discuss that. But when it comes to this one, I think in a way there is a whole set of concepts. So it's going to be a whole set of concept and discussed, like I said. So this is going to be a beginner to advanced, and to mastery workshop will take in 24. Okay, the June 24, the next Saturday, that class will be taken. During that class, we will discuss about async and await and much more ES6 concepts. Even arrow function is also ES6 concept. But at the end, we can say what is arrow function and everything we discuss. Okay, that's the difference. Clear? So because that is a whole new set of concept. If we started means we need to spend at least half an hour to complete each and everything to say that. That's the reason. Okay. Why my face is not coming? Okay. 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 So yeah, let's comes to the this one. Code work. Yeah, you can able to see the codes, right? Just a minute. Why my face is not displaying? Yeah, now it is displaying. Yeah. Okay. So like I said, it is going to be the starting class for JavaScript for the 4 hours. We will see the basics to top. And after the next workshop, it is going to be ES6 to ASync. That's what it is. Okay. So yeah. So before we have created this one that is working, it will be fine. It is working good. It is working good. But after 5, it is started to something this, right? So we're going to see about conditional statement. If we discuss about conditional statement, then we can able to implement, we can able to solve this problem. So basically what is conditional statement is, thank you all. What is conditional statement is basically is, if you want to run a particular statement or a particular function based on a condition, if it is true or false, based on if it is true or not. So likewise, you can able to run this. For example, if 5 is greater than 10, and that is the condition. 5 is greater than 10. If it is true, certain kind of code. If it is false, then run different thing. If it is 5 is greater than 10, run I'm wrong. Okay, if it is 5 is greater than or less than, it is telling written. If it is false, then write I'm right. 5 is greater than 10, like that. Okay, we can write it. Okay, simply, for example, uh, let's say const point equal to, here it is bad. Okay, so what I want to do is, if is for the key to check the condition, if coin is the variable that is triple equal to, this is the operator to compare the value, is equal to bat, then what you need to run is console.log bat first, bat, like this. Okay, now if I go, you can able to see we are getting bat. Why? Because the coin value is equal to bat. If it is not equal to bat, let us say something like bowl, like this, then you can able to see the code is not returned. The code is not running anything, right? So what we need to do means we need to type the else function. So suppose the condition that I am checking, if it is true, then it will be execute this one. If it is false, then it will fall back to the else statement and it will going to execute this one. Okay. So what I'm going to do is console.log. If it is false, I just say bound. If it is see we are getting bound. The point is bound, not bat. If it is bat, then it is we are getting bat. If it is bound, we are getting bound. Even if you type something other than like this is also false. Because condition is checking whether it is bat or not. If it is bat, I write bat. If it is anything other than bat, then it is going to be bound. Okay, so that's what it is. So what we can do. So here I don't want like this. If it is bat, I need to type bat. If it is bound, I need to bound. If anything other than bat and bowl comes, then I need to say error. Okay, how can I do this? So that is why multiple checking, multiple condition checking will be there. So one condition is to check whether it is bat. Another condition need to check whether it is bound. We need to check it. So how can we do this? Means you can use the else if statement. So like this, if coin is equal to bat, if coin is equal to bat, okay, run this. Else if the coin, if it is, suppose the coin is not equal to bat, but it is equal to ball, then run console.log ball. Okay. Else else so here it is going to check for two conditions. If this is true, this code will execute, or the other code will be not execute. If this is true, bowl is true, then this will execute, no other code will execute. If both the conditions are false, then the else code will be executed. Now if I save it, now in else, I just want to say error. Differentiate it. You can see we are getting the error. We are getting error, right? So if I say bowl, we are getting bowl, and if I say bat, we are getting bat. Okay, like this. So the same thing what I need to apply, this is multiple checking condition. Okay. So there is a one more option is to do multiple checking condition, that is switch statement. We will discuss switch statement later. If I completed everything we wanted, we can check. It is going to do the exact same thing what we have achieved this one, but different syntax. That's what it is. Okay. So here let us come to here. Let's see what is the condition checking that I want to implement here. Okay. For task 3. I need to check if the count is greater than, is less than or equal to 5. If less than equal to 5, then I need to change it to next image. If the count value is greater than 5, then what I need to do? I need to reset the count value to 0. This is the thing. Okay. So let me add an if else class here. If the count value is equal to 0, if the count value is equal to 0, then I need to run this code. Not equal to 0, sorry. If the count value is less than or equal to 5. It can be less than 5 or it is equal to 5, but it should not greater than 5. If it's true, then run this one. But if it is greater than 5, it is going to be greater than 5. Count value is going to be greater than 5. Then what you need to do is count, set count equal to 0. So reset to 0. So first it will be going to be 1, and it is coming here. 1 value will be displayed here, and count value is increased. Now go here. Now the count value is 2. 2 is less than 5. Change the image, increase the count. 3, change the image, increase the count. 4, change the image, increase the count. 5, change the image, increase the count. When it reaches 6, 6 is not less than or equal to 5, condition is false, then it is going to run the else statement. Again, set the count is equal to 0. Now again, if I click it, what can I do is image dot src equal to, when it is clicking, when the count value is going to 0, then I just want to say image arr count value equal to 0th index. Okay, this one. Like this. So I need to display 0th index. Okay. So now let me save it here. If I go and click it, it is first, second. So for this one, let me put a console log to check this. Okay. Console log count. Okay, here. And here I just say console.log console.log. Here it is also going to be count, but with, I can say higher 6. I just say HG. Okay. So this one comes, we will see the count. If this one comes, we will see count with HG. Okay. Let's see. If I click it here, count is images changed to 2. If you click here, count is 3, images changed to 3. Count is 4, images changed to 4. Count is 5, images changed to 5. Now the count value is going to be 6, and here we are getting undefined. What is the issue that we are having? We need to look into it. So let me see how many images we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we added only 5 each. So I just want less than 5. So now let's take, now we are getting nan. We are getting nan. So we are getting nan. At this point, we are getting nan, but the value is replaced to 0. If I run this one, now we can get 1, 2, 3. But here somehow we are getting the nan operator. So what is the nan operation? Okay, I use a minus here. Okay, concatenation. So here the nan is coming from the console. Okay. So now let us go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can see when I say 5, we are here. Now it is resetted to 0. Now if I click it again, starts from 1, 2, here it is going. I think the first image that we are having is going to be the same image. So that is why it is replaying that. So you just shows different image, it will be there. Okay. So now based on the condition, we are checking and we are implementing this particular box. So this is how the conditionals will be work. Okay. So that is fine. That's what was cool. That was very cool. Okay. So we have done the conditional statement. So this was our task. Okay. This is going to be our task 3. So let us have a callback and let's see what are the things that we have completed. I scroll down. What are the things I want to say? Variables, data types, methods, conditions. Methods is we need to discuss. Condition statements, functions. We need to see about iterators and loops. That is going to be left. And we have the DOM operation. So after we will complete done by with 6:30, we will complete that. After 6:30, if you have any doubts, apart from this JavaScript, if you have any doubts, we can ask it. We will discuss it. Okay. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So DOM, we will know how to grab an element by their ID, class, and the ID. We discussed. We know how to change the attribute. We know how to change inner content. How to change the CSS. That is one thing is there, right? Let me change the CSS. So now what my work is we're going to discuss about 2 things. One is the method. Okay. We're going to discuss about this method, and then we're going to discuss about how to change the CSS, manipulate the CSS. We're going to discuss. So what I'm going to do, button dot. Okay. Okay, clear. So what does this means? It's going to create a light mode, dark mode concept. So if someone clicks it, the entire background color of the this one is going to be changed. If again I'm clicking it, I need to come back to the original color. That's what our issue is, our thing is. Okay. So let's see and let me see how can we implement this. So first, let me put an ID or class. I'm just going to say class. It's going to be dot. Okay. And here, or we can say class BDN. Okay. So we say class BDN. Let me fetch the element based on the class. I'm going to use query selector now. Just a const BDN document dot query selector. Okay. Just a minute. State is 6, right? Okay, thank you for your patience. Let me start now. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to use query selector, not query selector, only query selector. Query selector is going to select only one element that comes first. So here my case is dot, sorry, BDL. Selects everything that matches with the query. So here it will be select only first element. Who comes first, it will select that. So where is the console.log? What is BDL? Sorry. So we have this button. So now we're going to see another thing also, how to add an event listener from JavaScript itself instead of going for HTML. So there is two ways of adding event listener. We discussed the first way to add an attribute giving on click or on that varies. Here we're going to create our own event listener in JavaScript itself. How can we create this? First, you need to call the element, which element that you want to add an event listener. In my case, this is the button. This button I need to add the event listener. So I just going to say button dot add event listener is the method to help us to add the event listener. It will takes two things. One is the event, another one is the event is occurs, the event listener. The second one is event is occurs what function need to run. So in my case, it is going to be a click event. You don't want to put on here, you just say click, that fine. And here it is going to be a function that to execute. The function I need to execute is console.log. It's going to be I am click. This is the function. Now right click, inspect, go for the console, scroll down, I click this button, you can see console.log, I am clicking. So this is another way to add an event listener. Just simple, use the method, which element you want to add an event listener. Just say what the function that you want to add and which, what is the event listener that you want to add and what function that you want to add it here. All right, that's the function you need here. So now what I want to do, if someone clicks the button, okay, if someone clicks the button, then I need to change the entire body color background. How can I change it? Okay, first you need to fetch the body tag. For fetching body tag, we have default method. For example, I say const body equal to. So you can use document dot body. So this is the root element, right? There is no other tag. So but there is only one body in your tag. So in DOM property, we have this body. You can just call it. You will get it. For example, I can say console.log. What is body? Okay, and right click it, and I find console, and if I click here, you can able to see we are getting the body. We get the entire body, we will get it here. So I need to change the CSS. So for changing CSS, what I need to do is you need body, other which means which element that you want to change the CSS, you need to say give a dot and use style property. So this, if you use style property, whatever you are going to give is going to be the CSS property. If I give the dot, you can able to see all the CSS property that are available. For example, height, container name, column, break, boxing size, border image, border bottom, everything. In my case, it is going to be a background image. So if I type back, you can able to see all the things that are. So it's going to be a background color in my case. And you can notice one thing is the syntax is different. Background and a caps letter C and COLR, right? But when it comes to CSS, background give a and it is giving color, right? So CSS follows a different syntax. This syntax is called as kebab case. Two words are separated by a small dash. Okay, so that's what it is. But here JavaScript follows lower camel case. The syntax that we follow is lower. The case that we follow is lower camel case. So lower camel case basically the first letter, the first word, the first letter of the first word is small. All the upcoming words are caps. You can see A is small, E is another word that is caps letter. L is another word that's caps letter. It's like camel, right? Camel. That's what the keys, camel keys. That's what it is. So that's what it is. Okay. So here, if someone clicks it, background color, what is the color I need to change? Let me say, we should not say black color. What we can say, we can go for gray. Okay. And then if you want it, you can change the color. Okay. If I go and click it here, you can see the entire color is changed to a gray color. Right? So dark mode is achieved. So now if I again click it, I need to change this to some other color. How can I, not some other color, the previous color. How can I get that? So how can we get that? So if I again click it, the function need to run again, right? So if I again click it, the function need to run again. So what I need to do is, I need to check a condition. Okay, if I need to check a condition, and then based on that, I need to execute the code. Okay, based on that, I need to execute the code. So what can I do is, what can the condition I can give is, uh, here I can do another thing also. We have this btn, right? I can say btn dot dot inner HTML equal to light, because after clicking we need to change it to light color, right? So this is dark. If I click it, you can see it is changed to light. So we can use this one as our condition and we can check it. So here I'm going to use the if else statement. I'm going to say if btn dot inner HTML is equal to dark. If the inner HTML is equal to dark, okay, then you need to run this one, this piece of code. Okay, you need to change the background color to gray. Okay, not exact gray. Gray is not a good option. So you can, I will choose some other color. Let me wait. Yeah, I like this one. So it is going to be this color. I will take this color as my color. And for default, I just go for the previous color that we are having. Like this. Okay. So this is another color. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to check a condition. If btn dot, right now the inner HTML is dark. If it is dark, then change the background color to this color and change the button inner HTML to light. Else, if it is not, then what you need to do, body dot style dot background color is equal to this one. And here if I just press it here, that here it will come. And here I just say btn dot inner HTML. Here it is going to be dark. Again dark. Okay. You can understand the logic, I think so. So first time it is default, it is going to be dark. So it will check for the condition. If it is dark, then it will change it to light. Second time if I click it, the btn HTML is going to be a light. So it will come here, check it, it is light. So it is going to change this color and again it is going to be dark. So likewise that. So now if I just execute it, dark, light, dark, light, dark, light. You can see this, right? Toggling. And the inner text is also changing. Like this. Right? And what if I want to run this particular thing? Okay, I just want to run this thing. If I want to run, if I want to execute the thing with some certain delay, what can I do it? So, well, what you can do is you can create a set time mode function and you can execute with a timing function. That will be a little bit different that we will discuss later. Okay, so this is the thing. But not only this, I want to do some other extra things also. For example, what I can say is I want to do something like I want to write a lot of CSS. Okay, not only the background color, I just want to write so much of CSS. So what can I do that case? For example, I want to change this one differently. So what can I do is just going to fetch this. We already fetched this one previously. This is H1, right? So use the wire to fetch it. Scroll down. We can use here const head to document.query selector. First H1 I need to fetch it. So it is going to fetch the first H1. And here I just going to say head dot font, sorry, CSS. So I just say head dot font style dot font style dot what can I say? Font sorry, style dot font family. I just want cursive. You can see cursive, and again head dot style dot color equal to color equal to red. Go and click. You can see we are having this like this. So imagine that when I am writing CSS, I need to write so much of things, right? The background color, font family, font weight, font width. Like there's so much of things I need to write it, right? So every time I need to write it like this things again and again. And notice one more thing. The starting of the class, I say that the principle of separation and principle of distribution. So what is that? So keeping CSS code in CSS file, keeping HTML code in HTML file, keeping JS code in JavaScript file, keeping things separate. That is the one thing, right? But here you can see all my CSS code are relying in here. Which one? Relying here in the. It is relying here. So what I can do with it? So is there any alternate option we have? Yes, we have alternate option. Why not? We will see that what is the alternate option that we are going to have. So what does this means? What is the alternate option that we have? For example, let me remove this one. Okay, we have this one. Instead of writing CSS here, can I write it in there? Yes, of course we can write it. So what can I do is I can create a class called active. Okay, this is an active is going to be a class. Okay, and here I just going to say background color is going to be gray, something like brown gray. Okay, and I just want to say something like brown gray. So now what I'm going to do is this active is not applied anywhere, right? But if I go here and if I add a class here and if I say active, now you can see it is activated, right? And I remove this class. Wherever I'm going to add this class, this active class will be applied, right? It will be applied here, applied here. I can apply it right. So we can able to apply like this, right? This we can do it. So what we can do is whatever the CSS property that you want to achieve, you can create a separate class and you can add it. And with the help of JavaScript, instead of writing code on this here, we can add a class to an element. Okay, we can set, we can right instead of directly putting here, someone clicks it. I need to put a class name called active. We can able to add like this. So what is this? Let me see how can we put it. I need to add a class name to the body. So what I'm going to do is, what you need to do is body is the tag you need to add. And for adding a class, we need to use a method called class list. You can see this method, right? Just give class list and give add. Okay. And here you need to tell what is the class that you need to add. So what is the class I want to add? It is going to be the active class. So you need to add active. So if someone clicks it, a new added to that body tag. Go here, click here, the class active will be added here. So all my CSS code will be here. Whatever I need to change, it will be here. For example, here I can say font family, the entire body tag font family is going to be cursive. Cursive. If you look at, you can see, and entire color is going to be red. Color is going to be red. You can see like this. Okay, so pretty sad. Now the limit time much more better. Okay, so like this. We can add like this. Okay, so all the CSS code here. If I want to change any color, I can come to CSS file, not JavaScript file. The functionality is relays in different place, and the properties are relays in a different place. So this way you can achieve it. And you can think like if I click it again, I need to change it to normal, right? So for this, what you can do, you need to think we need to create an if else class and we can add it like this. Either we can do like this. Yes, you can do like this. If you want to change the inner schema, you can do like this, exactly the same thing. Okay. Or else if you only want to add a class list and remove a class list, you have an option called toggle. So what this toggle will do is, the first time you are clicking, it will add the class. Next time it will remove the class like this. You can see adding, removing, adding, removing, adding, removing, like this. So the thing here, what you can do is, for the changing the inner HTML, you don't want to add the color, you just change the content. That is enough. Okay? First time if I click it, it's going to be light. Second time, dark, light, dark, light, dark, like this. Okay, so the classes you don't want to write CSS. You don't want to because so basically the CSS property, right? Whatever the CSS property that we're going to write, it is bit little bit. For example, for normal button styling, we have write around 4 to 5 CSS property, and for container we are writing like this. So in real time scenarios, what will happen? We need to write around 10 to 15 properties also. So everything we write it in JavaScript code, then it is pretty hard to take out and change the thing, right? So that's the reason we put it here. We put it in CSS, everything we can put it. We can just simply add the class wherever we need. I need to add an active class. I can add it and it will be simply kept. And we have the class list to toggle method, add method, remove method, and everything also. You can able to remove the method also. For example, if you want to remove a method for this button, you can able to remove it. Simply, you can if default class is added, you want to remove it, you can remove it. For example, if someone clicks the button, okay, I just want to remove the class for some element. I just want to, if any element added classes, no, is there with classes, you can just use the remove method. Okay, if you use remove method, it will remove the class from an element. If you click it, it will remove the class from an element. I know no classes is that is not removing. If you click like this, okay, so this is what it is. Okay, and this is what the changing, working, manipulating the CSS. Yeah. Then now we discuss about manipulating the CSS attributes, and we have discussed that one. Basically, mostly the ROM operation basically relies on that concepts only. Mostly will be that, and we can use it, and anywhere we can go, we can create an interactive website as you can. So with this, you can able to create whatever you want to create. Okay, that's fine. And we have discussed this one. So now the next concept we're going to see is loops. Jump into loops. So till now, if you ask, you can ask it. In loops, we will see a little bit about ES6. We'll discuss about ES6. The arrow functions and all other things will be covered in that part. So till now, if you have anything to ask, anything that is in your mind, can you ask it? Let me take 5 minutes of Q&A because I'm continuously speaking. That's why. If you ask something, that we will go. Yeah, we'll go further. Uh, Any questions? Any questions? Okay, apart from this JS topic that we have discussed, also you can ask any questions. Okay, so only loops is there, iterators is there, and basic things. That's it. Loops and iterators have covered. Whatever the curriculum that we added into the basic things, it is going to be completed. And we started ES6 also because I think we have enough time. So that is why we're going to see about little bit about ES6. Once we completed that one, then we will move on to the next week of classes. Then we'll discuss about several. We will discuss. Right? Any questions is that you can ask it. If no questions, type no. We can move on. Move on as quick as just 5 minutes. 5 minutes only. After that, we will move on. Okay. Is my voice is audible? All can you can you tell it in the chat box? Because I'm not getting any response. That's why. Can anyone tell it in the chat box? Is it clear? Everyone having everyone can break? Yeah, it's clear only. Okay, fine. So 3 hours is completed. We have 1 more hour. We spend that uh like as feasible as we can. Let's see how can we use this one. Okay. So yeah, let's get started with loops. So what is loops? Loops is nothing but it is used to run a particular function again and again repeatedly. Okay, run a particular function again and again repeatedly. So like the movie Tenant, we have that, right? So running the same thing again and again. There are so much of movies on that regarding the time loops. So time loop is running the time like the same time repeating again and again. So here, if I want to run the program again and again for a certain number of times, that is going to be loops. So basically, for example, if I want to print my name, okay, let us take, I want to print my name like if I want to print a name Harris, okay, in the console for 10 times, what I need to do? I need to write the program console.log Harris, console.log Harris, console.log Harris, console.log Harris, like that we need to write it for 10 times. What if I want to run the program for 1000 times or 100? Like this, right? We are not able to write it every time, right? Every time the name like that, right? So what happens in that case? How can I achieve that case? Well, those things will be achieved with the help of loops. Okay. So basically, what is loop is? Loop is used to run repeated functions or repeated things is going to occur. With the help of loops, we can able to achieve that. Let's see how can we achieve this. I'm going to create a loop that is a for loop. Okay. So the syntax of for loop is here you're going to give a certain parameters. Each and every parameter is separated by a semicolon, not comma, semicolon. You're going to give 3 parameters. The first parameter is going to be your condition, sorry, your initiation, the starting point. So that is basically a variable. I'm going to say let, okay, that is initiation. Second one is going to be your condition. If the condition is true, then only the code will be executed. Okay. So let's say what is condition is if I value, I say that I is the value of I is 0. If I value is less than 10. So why I'm making I value less than 10 is because I need to run the loop for certain condition only. If the condition is if the loop is crossed the condition, then the loop will stop there itself. If simply when we are creating a loop, we need to create a finite loop. Okay, what is finite loop? At some point of time, the loop need to be stopped. Okay, if you create infinite loop, then the code will start again and again, again and again, again and again. Then what will happen? Your browser started to hang and it will be stopped. Okay, so you should create a finite loop. So here I'm going to frame a condition that the loop should run for only 10 times. If the loop exceeds 10, then it need to stop. The condition going to be false. So what I'm going to do is let us see the condition how we are creating. Understand the flow. This is the starting point. I created I equal to 0. And I'm telling that I value is less than 10. Yes, of course, 0 is less than 10. Okay. If it is true, then execute the code. What is the code I want to execute? Console.log. And the code I want to execute is Harris. Okay. 10. Okay. So 0 is less than 10. It is going to execute the code. And once the code is executed, the value of I will be increased by +1 times. Value of I value increased by +1 times. So what is mean by the value of I is increased by +1 times? If the value of I increases by +1 times, the previous value is 0, add +1, which means 1. So previous value is 1, add 2. So this is what going to happen again and again. Here 0, 0 is less than 10, condition is true, execute the code. Code is executed, increase the value of I. Now I value is 1. 1 is less than 10. Execute the code. Increase the value plus 1. 2. Run again, run again, run again, like that it will go. Once it is reaches 9. 9 is less than 10. Execute the code. Increase the value to 10. 10. 10 is less than 10. False. If the condition is false, the loop will be breakout. So it will not going to execute. Okay. So here the condition is going, condition what we are telling is, this condition is basically going to create a loop that the loop will run for only 10 times. Okay. So now if I go for the console and click on inspect, go for the console, you can see 10 times Harris is typed. And if I want to change the changing value of I, just give a comma. And if I say what is the value of I, now you can see the first time is 0 till 9, the loop will be executed. After that, it is stopped because the condition becomes false. Clear? This is what for loop is. Okay. So then we have while loop. While loop is also going to do the exact same thing what for loop did, but the structure is different. Here, see the execution flow. The execution flow is let I equal to 0, I value is less than 10, and console.log, whatever the code that I want to execute, and increase the I value. Increase the I value, right? So here, execute, and then go next, and then go next, right? That's what's here. So while loop, it is going to be pretty straightforward. So let how we achieve the same thing with while loop. So while loop station, let I equal to 0, while I value is less than 10, then execute the code, console.log, Harris plus plus. Now you can see that I value is equal to 0, I value is less than 10, then execute the code and increase the I value until the values condition is going to be false, condition is going to be true, it is going to be executed again and again. It is going to be executed. If I run it, you can see the same code, but the flow is not like zigzag. It is like straight line, it will be executed. Okay. So guys, just give me a 5 minutes. I will come up with the second attendance form and I take some water. Just give me 5 minutes. Thank you guys. Thank you for the patience. Thank you so much. Sorry guys. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that is the difference between for loop and while loop. Okay. So now we're going to see about what is do while loop. Do while loop. Okay. So do while loop is a bit different compared to the while loop. So why? Let me see what is that. Do while. Okay. So basically, check out the flow of the loops. First, we will check the conditions. Sorry, initiation. Check the condition, then only execute. If the condition is true, then only execute. If the condition is false, we are not going to execute it, right? So, but here, what will happen is first the execution will take place. Then the execute method. Then the condition we check. Here also you can able to see the code look fine, right? But what is the issue here is it is an exit control loop. So even if a condition is false, I value is less than 0, I am asking, but I value is equal to 0. It is not less than 0. So it is a false condition, but still the loop will run at least one time. Okay, in do while loop, even the condition is false, the loop will run at least one times. Okay, in while loop and for loop, if the condition is true, then only the loop will be executes. Then the loop, the code inside the loop will be run. Okay, so that is the difference do while loop and while loop and for loop. Okay, that's the difference. Now what we can do, we can discuss about iterators. So what is actually iterators? So iterators are basically array methods that is used to loop through the array. Okay, that's what it is. For example, I having an array const fruits equal to, and I having a square bracket, and here I just going to say this is going to be an apple, this is going to be an orange, this is going to be mango, this is going to be banana, this is going to be grape, like this. Like this. So now what I want to do is I need to loop through this element and I need to show it here. So we can use the loop or we can use the iterator. First, let's see how we can loop through with the loops. Okay. I just going to say I equal to 0 and I'm going to say while I value is less than 0. Oh, sorry, I value is less than. I need to run the loop how many items in the array. Based on that I need to run the loop. So that is a way is that to get the dynamic item number of items in an array. What does that means? When I ask it in the console log what is fruits, we can able to see this number, right? Basically the length property, right? So it is giving the number of item in the array. So right now it is 5 items, so it is giving 5. So if we can able to access this one, in future someone increased the array value also, we will get the dynamic value. So we don't want to change it, it will automatically change it. So what can I do is, here to get the data, you can just take dot length, then you will get the data automatically. If someone added an array, extra array, then it will is automatically. We don't want to do anything. Okay. So this is the one thing that we want. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to say const. Just say len is equal to fruits dot length. I'm just going to store it in a variable. That's it. Okay. Whatever len is going to be dot length. So now what I'm going to do? If the I value is the starting point, If the I value is less than length that we are getting from the value, then I just want to execute console.log. Okay, tell me the fruits. Okay, and I'm going to say 0. And I just going to say I plus plus. So now if I execute it, you can see we are getting apple for 6 times. Why we are getting apple for 6 times? Because only 6 items are there in the loop. So here L len variable is going to be 6. So I value is less than 6, then all the code is going to be executed. That is the reason. Okay. But you can see that every time the loop runs, I need to get first time I need to get apple, second time I need to get orange, third time I need to get mango. Like that, I need to get every time. But instead, I'm getting every time apple. So what can I do? So what I need to do is I need to increase the item every time the loop runs. I need to increase the value 0 to 1, 1 to 2 to 3. Okay, I need to increase the value, and you can look into I. What is I is? I starts from 0, and every time the loop runs, the I value is also increasing. So instead of putting 0 here, I can put I here. So now what will happen? The I value is 0. Here it will the index of 0. The loop runs I value is 1. Like that, it will keeps on go and it will fetch all item in the array, right? Apple, orange, mango, banana, grape, and then empty. So it is an empty one, nothing is there. Let me say kiwi fruit. We are getting kiwi, right? So we are getting like this. Sorry, we are getting like this. So this process is called as iteration. What is this? This process is called as iteration, and this one you can able to achieve without using the loops. How? With the help of array iterator. So one of the iterator that we're going to discuss is for each. Okay. So for each. So what for each will do means basically it is the same process. I need to run a particular function, a particular action in each and every element in an array. Then what is the problem with loop is I need to give so much of conditions, like I need to check so much of parameters, starting point, condition, increase the loop, right? So much of parameters is there. So for each is basically a short form for that. Okay. So how can we use it means array, which array that we want to use it. It is a fruits. Okay. Yeah. If it is fruits and dot, and now I just going for each, I'm going to use a method called for each loop. Okay. And just that's it. This is the syntax. And inside this, you need to pass a function. It's going to be a function. Okay. So it is going to be take this function. So what this for each loop will do means for each loop, it will take this function. It will take this function and run on each and every element in which array that you asked it to run. It will go and take that and run in each and every element in the array. Keeps on automatically, no starting point, no condition checking, no increment. It automatically takes the value, starts from 0 till the end, it is going to run. So while running, it will get 3 parameters. First one is going to be the value. Second one is going to be the index. Third one is going to be the array. Okay. So if the for each loop take the function and it will run on the first value, apple. So what all are the things that the function will get means the function will get value, that is the apple. Second, the index is going to be 0. Third one, the array, which array it is running. It is running in this. So it will run it. Once it is completed, then it will move on to the second one. So now the value is orange, index is 1, array is going to be the entire array. Then it will go for next, like that it will go. So now if I want to display all the fruits, I can simply call console dot log value. And if I print it, you can see we are getting which is the same thing without any hassle. We don't want to declare the initiation. We don't want to declare the initiation conditions and those things. For each loop do for us, we can fetch it. Okay. Simply I will show you value, index, and then array. All thing you can able to see. So the value is going to be equal, index is 0, and the entire array. orange one entire array. Like this, we can able to do it, right? This is called as iteration. So basically, we have completed everything. Literally, we have completed everything from basics to whatever we want to complete. We have completed. So now the doubts question is going to be there. If you want to ask any questions apart from the concept that we have learned today, if you want to ask any questions also, you can ask it in the comment box. I will reply it. So now the get is arrow function, this normal function. This normal function. This question I will get it. So I'm going to teach this one. If you want to ask any other thing, tell it in the comment box. Okay. So the second attendance form will share at 6:40 something that. Okay. So what is the difference between normal function and auto function is? First thing is arrow function is the syntactic sugar. Okay. So what is syntactic sugar? What is meant by that is to reduce the syntax. How this for each loop reducing the syntax of the iteration process. Sorry. Right? Same like this, arrow function reduce the syntax of the function. So in JavaScript, the functions are treated as a first-class citizen, which means you can able to store a function inside the variable also. For example, I can say const data equal to a function that should return hi, I am having data. You can see what we are achieving. We are storing a function inside a variable. So storing a function inside a variable, it is considered as it's also another type of function. That function, this type of function is called as expression function. And if I call console.log data, you will get the function formula. If you want, if you execute it, then you will get the what it is returning. You will get it. Instead of this, we are storing it in a data. Okay. So arrow function is exactly such thing to reduce the syntax of this one expression type. What arrow function will do means we don't want to write the keyword function. Instead of this, you can use arrow function. Arrow. That's it. You can run it. You can able to see the function is executing. And if it is a one-line statement, you can see this is a one-line statement, not a group of lines is there to execute. Just a one-line statement. Then if it is a one-line statement, then you don't want to write the return keyword and you don't want to write curly braces. You can directly write like this if it is a one-line statement. But if you have more than one line, you need to write a block of code, then you need to use the curly braces and you need to use the return keyword. If it is a one-line statement, then you can directly like this. This is also a valid function. Okay. And you can notice this parenthesis, right? So this parenthesis, if you have only one parameter, for example, I say like, okay, I just say A and add A. And you can able to see data G is added here, right? So that is the parameter that bypass. If you have only one parameter, then you don't want to use this code braces also. You don't want to use this. You can use as it is like this. If you have more than one parameter, then you need to use this curly braces, code braces. Okay. And you have one line. You don't want to write it the curly braces and return keyword. If you have more than one line, then you need to write code braces and return. Also. Basically, it is reduced the syntax, first one. And the second one is arrow function. Arrow function has the ability to change the scope of this keyword. Okay. So in JavaScript, we have this keyword. So that is a whole separate concept that we're going to teach it in the advanced classes. The next class is 24. We're going to teach it. So arrow function has the ability to change this keyword. Okay. So it will change it. It will be useful in some cases, disadvantage for some cases. So that is why whenever you are using this keyword, use normal function. If you are not using this keyword, you use arrow function. Okay. So that's the case. And in certain cases, you need to use arrow function in this keyword. Okay. So that certain cases we will discuss it in the upcoming. Okay. And yeah, that's all for today's. Let me give you an second attendance form and we will discuss about some other things. We have a bit of half an hour. we will spend some other time by doing some other things. Okay, so JavaScript only. If you have any doubts, you can ask it, or else I will continue with telling you different answers and other resources that where we can use it and everything. I will tell it. Okay, so just a minute, just give me a minute. I will share you the second address form. Okay. Yeah. Guys, the second entrance form is shared in the chat box. If you filled, just tell me that I am filled. That's more than enough. So now let us discuss about some other things that what we going to see next in the upcoming bootcamp, sorry, upcoming workshop, and what are the other concepts that we need to cover. Okay. So like I said, JS for client side, what you want to learn is you need to learn about first thing basic, second thing DOM. So for basics and DOMs, we have covered a lot today. And this is, I'm not saying this is more than enough. This is enough. You can keep on practicing. You will get the basics foundation very strong. You can keep on getting basics also is that you need to cover that also. And the next important topic is ES6. This is also comes under client side. To learn React, ES6 is very important. So inside this ES6 only the iterators like the for each and arrow functions are comes. Okay, so the syntax is so these are all ES6 you need to change if you want to learn React or any other things that you want to learn. You need to learn. Then we need to learn async. Async is an asynchronous JavaScript that is completely for Node.js. So what is Node.js? Well, initially when JavaScript was introduced in 1995, okay, initially it was introduced. It is called as client-side scripting language. Language. It is called as client-side scripting language. But now, like I said, the whole scenario is going to be different. So what is now? What is JavaScript now? So the JavaScript now is going to be use JavaScript in client side. Okay. If you use only JS, that is called as vanilla JavaScript. What is that? Vanilla JavaScript. So vanilla JavaScript is pure JavaScript. You are using JavaScript to build your application. Sorry. Or else if you want to use any frameworks or libraries, plugins, so much of things, then that is not a vanilla JavaScript. Okay. So one of the famous library that is available is React. React. Okay. So you can learn React after learning ES6. That is for front end. Okay. React library. You can build an entire application. Combination of HTML and JavaScript together form a different syntax that is called as JSX. And then with the syntax, we are creating React. Okay. So that is called as React. That's the thing. And next one is going to be Node.js. So what is Node.js? JavaScript is a client-side language, but Node.js is a server-side runtime environment. So what is this? So Node.js is nothing but you can able to create, you can able to run JavaScript, run JS outside the browser. Outside the browser. I mean, it is used to connect with, speak with server and database. Okay, so server and database. So Previously, with the JavaScript, we can able to run that only in the browser because browser have the engine that will convert your application, your JavaScript code into a front-end code. That is how it understands. So now the person named Ryan Doll, what he said is taking up the Node.js, taking up the JavaScript, seeing the fast, like how fast JavaScript is working, and the thing what he did is he take up the JavaScript plus the browser, some of the things, additional things that the browser is giving, right? So that is called as runtime. Okay. So the Ryan Doll, what he did is he take up the JavaScript with the runtime environment, okay, with the runtime environment, and he wrapped it with C plus, and he created a language that is called as Node.js. In Node.js also we're going to use the exact same syntax JavaScript, okay, but now JavaScript can able to run not only in the browser, outside the browser also. So which means you can able to create server and database also. So the thing is, if you learn JS, you can learn React library for front-end, okay, or vanilla JavaScript. You can choose the pure JavaScript. You can go for it, or and then you can also write code in Node.js. That will help us to create a backend application. The logic building will happen, and with one JavaScript, with language one JS, you can able to become a full stack developer. So no other language is needed to become a developer. So if you want to rely on development field, then you can choose a right language that's going to be a JavaScript. You can able to learn other languages that I'm not restricting you, but with help of one languages, you can learn JavaScript. You can apply the same thing in Node.js, and the total tech stack is going to be JavaScript only. Okay. So you can use it. Okay, you can use it and you can find it. And if you learn some other programming language, also you need to learn JavaScript. If you are learning Python, if you are learning Java, if you are learning any other thing, so those things are backend only. For front end, again you need to learn JavaScript. So if you are a beginner and you don't know which language to start with and little bit confused, pick up what role that you want to go. If you want to become a developer role, if you want to go for a developer role and you want to apply for a development, then apply for the developer role. Okay. Then JavaScript is going to be the particular one. So not only this, in the future, also there are a lot of things is that you can able to create a desktop application with the help of JavaScript. You can able to create and cross-platform Android applications, right, with the help of React Natives. That is also similar JavaScript. Okay, so you can able to create cross-platform, the both Android and iOS device. You can able to create it, and if you want to create a desktop application like say, you can able to create with JavaScript. If you want to create and Web3, JavaScript is there. You can use it and you can create it. If you want to come into metaverse, JavaScript is there. You can able to use it. If you want to work on blockchain, JavaScript is there. You can able to use it. Robotics, you can able to use JavaScript. Okay, so like this, so much of things you can able to achieve with JavaScript. So with one language, you can able to achieve. So don't underestimate just to change the content in an HTML. We need JavaScript. No, once you started to learn as because JS, because the one and only dynamic language that is in the trend every year is going to be JavaScript. So according to the 2023 survey of Stack Overflow, the professional developer choose what language to be preferred in developing is Node.js is number one and React.js is number two. Okay, so if you learn these two things, basically these two things going to have a job market high. So this JavaScript itself combined together to form a stack that is called as Merit stack. So what is stack? Stack is nothing but a combination of technology layer. Okay, so that's what it is. So Merit stack is nothing but M stands for MongoDB. It is the database they are using, and check what the MongoDB. It will store data in a format called JSON. And what is JSON is JavaScript object notation. That is JSON. So it will look similar to HTML array. It will look exactly similar to CSS. JavaScript array object. Okay, you can easily convert JSON to a JavaScript array object, and like that you can easily convert. So MongoDB, they will store it in a format called JSON. So that is also there is also JavaScript is there, and we will perform a lot of things with JavaScript. And what is this E stands for? E stands for Express. It is a framework for backend. How we have React library for frontend, Angular framework for frontend. Same like this, it is a framework for backend, and Node.js is the runtime environment that you can use it for your backend application, and React is for the frontend development. So with the help of this whole thing, you can able to create a full stack application. So same like this, Marin is there, Mean is there, and Perrin is there. So just these all are stacks, but mostly they rely on JavaScript. Okay, so MongoDB is replaced by PostgreSQL, or you can see MySQL, or you can React is replaced by Angular, Angular is replaced by Vue. But everything is a combination. It comes under the category of JavaScript. You can use it. Okay, so that's the another good thing. You can use it. So if you learn JS, then you can probably put your hands dirty on all the fields that are going to be trend in 2023 and also the upcoming 5 to 6 years. It will be there, and it is going to be a future helpful, not only creating website, web application, desktop application, Android applications, cross-platform application, everything JS will be there. So learn the basics. Don't underestimate the JavaScript basics, and rely on them. Just learn the things, and just learn the additional frameworks that are available to create a desktop application and so on thing, and do it. That's what. So if you have any other doubts, you can call me. Sorry, you can ask me now. And the attendance form is shared. Those who are on filled the two attendance form, they will get the participation certificate before Monday evening. Okay, you will get it. And if you are not in our WhatsApp group, I will share you the WhatsApp group link also. Please join, and you will get the about other things. And right now, if you have any other work, you can, sorry, if you have any other questions to ask, you can ask me now. Okay, the meeting will be there for another 15 minutes. So kindly ask me if you have any other doubts that you want to ask with JavaScript. Okay. Okay, I will share you the link to join into a group, and in that group you can ask whatever things that if you need any support, you can ask it in the group. Okay, and a social media manager will be there. He will guide you according to that. And also, if you want to learn, if you want to get the real time updates about from the team of TWD, also you can ask. Okay. So the first link is to fill your attendance form. Second link is to fill your to join the WhatsApp group. Okay. So yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask me here. I'm ready to reply. If you don't have any other doubts, we can end the meet at 6:48 like that. Okay, we will end it. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. And all the curriculum that we have said, we have covered. Not doubt. If you feel like anything that you want to ask that is lay on your mind about JavaScript, then you can also ask that one. Ready to reply for that. Even the not the concept that we have teached here. You want to ask some other concept also, you can ask it. Okay, I will answer for that also. Okay, yeah, you can ask. Once you fill the form, please tell it in the chat box that the attendance form is filled. We will see. I will look into that. If attendance form is filled, inform me please in the chat box. I will check with that whether the attendance form is filled or not. Kindly. Okay, so I will tell the other announcements that are available. You can use that also. So our once you join the group, you can ask for if you like to get a paid bootcamp from us. You can ask it in the chat box. Okay, so like in the WhatsApp group, you can ask it. Okay, so there will be a social media manager. He will be guide guide you. So we are conducting the paid bootcamp also. So the previous month is going to be end in the month of July. Yeah, in the month of July it is going to be end. So it will be open in the July. So we will be get to know. We will get to know in the group. And right now, those who are from the place of Bhopal, there is an offline coaching is also available with some allowance also giving. You can check it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, you can check it in the WhatsApp group, and you will get all the information. Okay, okay. So you can ask it there. And first thing, and second one, it is going to be the basic level. We have covered the fundamentals of JavaScript. Those who are don't know anything about JavaScript, they can use this live, and they pretty everything that is about the JS we have covered. Then in the class of 24, the day of 24, we're going to cover about all the upcoming advanced concepts. Starts from the ES6. We go with asynchronous. Going to cover all those things in the upcoming classes. In those classes, it is going to be a pretty heavy loading concepts will be there. So have a look into that in 24th Saturday, and also uh, we are creating right now we are creating recorder project also. So you're going to get an projects in the date of in certain dates. It will be comes in 15, it will comes in 20, 28, like that it will comes in. So make sure that they are giving a like and subscribe if you really want to get knowledge. Everything is for free here, so you can learn it from YouTube, from the channel. Everything is here, not and everything is live only. So right now we started to put the recorded video also. So just give a like and subscribe. Okay, and click the bell icon if you don't want to miss any premium show that is happening in the live section. So you will get the project in the live. Okay, so during watch it. So right now already a Node.js project is posted. How to create a custom API with Node.js? We have created and posted it. And one more Node.js, another other project is going to be that we're going to create that one. So have a look into it. That's all for guys. Thank you so much for your cooperation. If you want to say anything, you can just take a screenshot and post it in a LinkedIn and share it there. I will be there and I will be connect with you. We will discuss it for later further. Thank you all. Thank you so much. Okay, and I hope everyone is filled the attendance form. Thank you so much. Bye.